The following podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
As we head to June, the month of barbecues, pool parties, and mine and Wolfie's birthday, we still need to finish off this month. And with only 2 full days left, what could possibly happen in those last 2 days to cause a horror uproar? Well, consider May 30th, at 12 p.m. to be exact, to be a very spadoinkle day, as Enjoy the Ride Records will be releasing a double vinyl release of the soundtrack to Trey Parker classic Cannibal the Musical. There are 5 color variants, each one with a limited amount. Total release amount is around 2,000 units. Cost is unknown, as the info won't be released until 12 p.m. tomorrow. There are 32 tracks in all, with some dialogue that leads into the songs, which is always an added bonus. But going back to my birthday, which I swear has absolutely nothing to do with the news I just dropped. You guys don't have to get me anything, unless you want to. But don't do it because I said you didn't have to. But if you feel compelled to do so, go right ahead. And if you don't, my feelings won't be hurt, I swear. But as an early birthday present, Carlitos does our Patreon takeover. And welcome to Trick or Treat Radio.
Welcome to the 670th episode of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is a stake through the heart of horror and pop culture. We wade through the piranha-infested waters of streaming, VOD, and cult cinema in an attempt to find hidden gems to discuss so you can make informed viewing decisions. And the person making those informed viewing decisions for this week's show is our May Patreon takeover, and that is our boy Carlitos. And Carlitos has picked a couple of dandies. We'll be talking about those films in just a moment. But also, you can check out the audio podcast every Friday, wherever podcasts are released. And if you are so inclined, you can check out the video podcast every Thursday night on trickortreatradio.com. It is typically 8 p.m. Eastern, but when we have tech issues like tonight, it is not. So we're running a little late for those live folks. But you know what? If you're listening to the podcast, we're right on time. All right. Your hosts for this evening are Monster Zero. Did you say something, Monster Zero? Because I can't hear you.
Yeah. Oh, hello.
There you are. Michael Raven Shadow.
Hi there.
Myself, Johnny Wolfenstein, and the aforementioned Carlitos.
Carlitos!
What's up, Carlitos?
Hey, how you guys? Hey guys, what's up? How you guys doing?
Good,
How's
man.
everybody doing out there?
Good, man. It's great to have you aboard once again. And Carlitos has upgraded his setup. He's got a podcast mic over there. He's got the rocking the headphones. Got the nice setup in the back. Look at this. He's all good to go. He looks better than our places.
Yeah.
It's actually way better, and he looks so sexy. You look fucking like a young Alvarez from Sons of Anarchy right now. I am feeling everything. I am feeling the background. I'm feeling the goatee. You are looking good, brother.
Don't feel his goatee. You don't feel another man's goatee.
Why?
It's all right.
Why? I want to take shopping.
You could groom each other. It's cool.
That's fine.
We're just like hands to hands, just like, oh, wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Wow.
Hold each other while you piss in the bathtub together.
That's weird. You make it weird when you do that.
You made it weird.
Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with grooming each other like gentlemen. It's fine.
Raven Shadow, you can be the cruise to his Miklo.
I would love to be your cruise, Mike. What? I want to be.
Or you, Paco? Who are you? Are you Benjamin Bratt?
Yeah.
Or are you? Who are you?
No, I'm I'm the white boy, man.
Oh yeah, Miklo. That's right. You're the Miklo. I got
Miklo, yeah.
I got the names mixed up. You'll be the Miklo to his
I would-
cruise.
Yeah, I would be the gringo.
The Green Gringo. That's a fucking superhero, huh?
Yeah.
The Green Grocer's Green Gringo.
Make it
Bringing
work.
the gringo heat, man.
Oh God! All right, so yeah, there you go. We're off to a fucking rousing start. Who gets to be Benjamin Bratt's character though? Paco.
I'll take it. He's like the straight man, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
he cool.
Make it
He
easy
cool.
for me. He's cool. Yeah.
He also played Bail Organa in the new season of Andor.
Oh, fligadoo.
Yeah, he was recast. Jimmy Smith's not there. They got
Oh, really?
Did
Wow.
they
Benjamin Bratt.
now? Did they ask Jimmy Smits?
Yes, he had a scheduling conflict.
That's fucking Jimmy Smits, motherfucker.
I know.
You shoot around Jimmy Smits.
Maybe he didn't want to.
Maybe Benjamin Bratt stepped in and was like, I'm Jimmy Smith.
Yes, I am Jimmy Smith. Benjamin Bratt's pretty amazing though.
He's my dude. He was in a show called Nasty Boys, which I've talked about, and maybe in our what the fuck's it called, the Blackout tapes. But it was a bunch of like undercover cops who formed like a tactical unit, and they wore masks, and they could break laws.
Did they wear demon hockey masks?
Oh, we'll get into that.
Were they
Making
were the Nasty Boy wrestlers guest host
Yes.
cameoed in that
Yes.
show? Yeah.
I think it was a missed opportunity. If they got to season 2, they probably would have.
MZ, what were the Nasty Boys' names again? I can't believe I'm forgetting them.
Ryan Knobs and Jerry Sags.
That's it. Knobs and Sags.
Not sex.
Sag and Knobs.
There's your new porno name. And
Yes, there you go, MZ. In a couple years, when you get a little older, he'll be Sag and Knobs.
Yeah. Only when I get out of the shower.
Sag and Knobs.
Yeah. Rufus and Ronaldo in Sag and Knobs.
featuring Shannon Tweed and Buff.
Yes, that is a running joke now, even though it's the first time people have heard it.
Yeah.
Starring Shannon Tweed and Buff Bagwell. All right, so we got Joshua Libre hanging out. What's up, Joshua? He says,
Joshua Lieber.
"What up, Trick or Treat Radio fam? What up, Carlitos? Cool posters in the background.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah,
Joshua
boy.
Lieber.
Yeah,
What's
boy.
up?
You know what Joshua Libre will be? He'll be Paco.
Oh, yeah. He
Uh,
looks like him.
Carlitos will be Cruz, and then Raven Shadow, you're Miklo.
We could have EF Contentment up in here too.
Oh well, yeah, we got it. Yeah, you're right. Maybe you
Yeah,
know,
He'll be,
and MZ would be Tom Tolles.
who's the Chon Chon guy?
Yeah.
Joan, yeah,
He
Oh.
would totally be the Cho and Chum guy.
that's right. Billy Bob was in it too. I forgot. Billy Bob Thornton was in it. And Teddy Wilson, that guy's fucking awesome.
Ah, yeah.
I don't want his job. I want his life.
He'll be the Chon Chon guy.
Jojo.
Give me some Chon Chon.
Eddie Wilson, who was like 65 when he was like 25.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's
Yeah.
the
Jesus
racist
Christ,
white
at
boy?
That guy age.
No,
Wow.
I forget.
Oof.
Yeah.
All
Oof,
right,
did
so
that guy age. Jesus.
let me see. We have Casual Noobs hanging out. What's up, Casual Noob? He's in the YouTube. He says, "Hey all, how are you doing today? Excited for tonight's show? You could say I have a hearty for tonight's movie discussion." Whoa! So that joke aside,
I just wanted.
go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
just wanted to give a. Yeah, I wanted to give a Casual Noob a quick shout out. I think he listens to the Spawncast as well as I do. I listen to Spawn, which is a video game podcast, and he chimes in that show too. So.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, it's got a similar format as the show, so they read the comments and do it through like this. And unless this is a different Casual Noob, I can't imagine being any more than one. But
Yeah.
No,
Give
it's,
him a shout
it's like
out.
the Highlander. There can only be one.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, let's maybe he'll comment on it. But he said I think it was a typo. He says I love a review. Maybe he says I left a review for the show on my YouTube channel. Enjoy. He says, spoiler alert, I made my review super short in honor of MC. Well, thank you, Casual Noob. Yes, MZ's bedtime appreciates it.
Now, my bedtime is going to appreciate even more. Trying to
You just
get through this shitty week.
Yeah. Well, we're going to I think we'll expedite the intro here because I want to make sure there's plenty of time to talk about these movies. But let's see. Evil Corny is hanging out, and he posted a GIF that says "Sorry, no tortilla." Oh, is that Tom Tolles? I'm having troubles. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a blood and blood out.
that's right. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's what I thought it was. It's just like a really small one. Even when I blow it up, it's hard to see what's going on there.
I fucking love that movie.
Evil Corny says Red Rider was the racist guy, Raven Shadow.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. All right, so tonight Carlitos has chosen 2 films for us to discuss, and those films are Havoc, directed by the maestro Gareth Evans, and we also are going to be discussing Ash, directed by Flying Lotus. And Carlitos is excited to find out if Raven Shadow remembers what movie Flying Lotus directed before.
I'm trying to remember right now, brother.
Do you remember?
I remember we discussed it.
You remember a movie called
Japanese for shit.
Yeah, it was a Japanese for shit.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Kuso.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, I mean, we reviewed that like what about 9 years ago?
Something.
Or
It was
8 years ago?
maybe not that long, but it was a while. Yeah.
For Raven Shadow to remember that?
Yeah, I know, like actually he had to have remembered it because that look in his face was like, oh.
I think that I remember that movie supposedly being gross. I think all the gross shit, all the imagery just came back into his head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Bringing that back.
Yeah, actually you're not far off, MZ. It was 8 years ago. It was in 2017.
Wow, jeez.
Episode 262.
Nice.
It's funny. It was the episode after we did Karate Kill.
Wow.
Yeah. And then
So much has happened.
And then two episodes later, Raven Shadow, we did Goldface, the Fantastic Superman.
That's a fucking movie.
One of your faves.
Mhm.
That fucking movie, man.
Fucking masterpiece.
So yeah, looking forward to talking about these movies. Two, I guess you could say kind of different. Like one is it's a Netflix joint, but it's kind of a big budget, action movie, and then we have sort of a more reserved artistic sci-fi film. So kind of running the gamut a little bit there. I'm excited to find out Carlitos' reason for picking them. We'll get to that when we get to each film. But Carlitos, let's get an update. What's going on with you, man? Anything new going on? Anything exciting? Any new games, new movies, anything like that?
Well, okay. Well, let me start with the good stuff. I'm
Yes.
As far as games go, as far as games go, I am playing the new Doom.
Oh
Doom
yeah, Dark Ages. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm enjoying that. About halfway through it now. So, I've been playing that, and usually the other game I play 2 games at a time when I play. So, and I've been playing a lot of Helldivers too. So if
Nice.
if there are any Helldivers out there, come see me. I'm game. But as far as games go, this year kind of started horribly with had my own little personal coffin corner. Start this year. My dad passed away.
Yeah.
So I
man,
kind of
I'm
laid
sorry.
low online a bit. Yeah, it's okay. I won't dwell on the sad parts a bit too much, but I'll just say that he was a big part of he was a big influence on all my interests that I have these days. Like the horror movies. He was a big horror movie fan. He introduced me to John Carpenter. He introduced me to The Warriors, the movies The Warriors, which in the family, it's been a bit of a running joke. Is The Warriors is our family movie. It's rated R gangster fic, you know, but we all sit down. It was like one of the first 3 movies he rented when he bought our first VCR.
Yeah.
And I even played video games with him. He was a big racing game fan, you know. But you know, if you ever see him on, he likes up until his passing, he was fairly frequent on Facebook, always putting on this facade of being a big tough biker guy. He was a Vietnam vet,
Yeah.
you know. He was a Navy guy. I believe Raven Shadow's dad was a Navy guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Declaration of Saigon. Yeah.
If they ever met, they would just instantly. The thing about my dad, he was so charismatic and just instantly likable. He was a great storyteller. Just amazing storyteller. He tell these he wouldn't dwell on like the war stuff at all. He wouldn't. He doesn't watch war movies except for Apocalypse Now. I'll get to that reason in a bit. But he would always talk about his shenanigans overseas and all that stuff. He always paint these vivid pictures, and people would just love listening to it, stuff like that. But just trying to move forward. All the hard stuff, at least as far as paperwork and all that stuff, making sure my mom's taken care of and all that. That's all behind us now. But but on the Apocalypse Now thing, my dad actually got to meet Francis Ford Coppola during the making of the film, or at least at the start. So that movie was filmed in the Philippines around 76, 77, which was the year I was born. And I was born in the Philippines. So I guess sometime before I was born. So
Really?
the boat that is in the film is called a PBR, right? And that's the boats my dad piloted or drove or boated, wherever you want to call it, in the Navy. So I guess for research purposes, Francis Ford Coppola wanted to see it, and he actually met Francis Ford Coppola and gave him a ride in one of those boats.
Wow!
Stop
in the
it.
Philippines. So so that was one of those many stories I go. So he has an affinity towards Apocalypse Now, but he won't watch any other Vietnam movie outside of that.
That's funny. Now was he still enlisted when obviously he was enlisted at the time?
Yeah, he was listed. He got out of the Navy in '80. So like 3 years before he got out. Well, still stationed in the Philippines.
Okay, that's awesome, and while I never had the opportunity to meet the man, but having the opportunity to being your friend, was able to see a lot of photos that you'd post, and the guy looked like a character and someone that I'd love to fucking be at a cookout with and have some beers and just tell stories.
Oh, you guys! I'm sure you guys would have be good conversation. I could see it. You guys are similar in a way, even the words you use, it's like, what are you going to do? You say that a lot too, like, so whenever you say it, I think about him. So I was like, oh, my dad used to say that. All right. So, but I also want to say a lot of the trick or treat community gave their condolences. A notable shout out to Corny and Mars. They kind of slid in my DMs to conversate a bit about it and stuff like that. Just want to give them special thanks for that. And it's cool if you guys don't. It's, I don't expect. And if you don't, you don't. It's not like I'm gonna shun you for it, but it's very appreciative. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's awesome.
Yeah, well, obviously your dad sounds like a really fucking great dude, and I'm sorry for your loss, man. And I mean, the stories live on, right? Like that Apocalypse Now story that's gold. So
I got to make sure that stays in.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people say that? So
yeah, that's great. That's great.
I actually have my own little celebrity. Bump in. Yeah, I played paintball with Robin Williams.
Wow.
What the fuck?
What?
Yeah.
And we're just hearing this now.
I know.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I never had a reason to bring it up, but I guess this is a good opportunity to bring it up. But
that should have been like, "Hi, my name is Carlitos. I played I played paintball with Robin Williams.
It
Should have
wasn't
just like
so.
brought it up. You know, I mean,
Yeah, just at the start of the show. Hey, I played paintball with Robin Williams. Yeah, this was years ago. This was when I was really. Well, it wasn't like that at all, but it was fine. So me and a couple of my friends went.
Carlitos. I'm gonna get you.
Me and my friend did that.
Let him talk. Jesus
He
Christ.
was with me. It was with he was from the South, so he's like of all the things he was referencing, he was referencing Mork and Mindy. Yeah, so he was going nanu.
Stop it.
Yeah, it was funny, but he didn't say much. He was actually trying to be quiet, probably not trying to draw attention to them. And I'm like here telling, hey, that's Robin Williams, man. I'm like, oh shoot, I fucked up. I should have done that. But
Robin Williams
yeah,
is trying to be quiet. Wow.
Yeah, he was trying to, trying to not draw attention to himself. So yeah, so there was this paintball field that I went to in Vallejo, and a couple of friends, and actually I was invited. It wasn't even like, but I invited a couple of my friends to this, and then we're all in the staging area, and I just see him walking back and forth in the background. He was wearing these really kind of tight-fitting camos, you know. They weren't baggy or anything. They were kind of like, I remember they were more like pajamas. When you were a kid, you were those tight-fitting pajamas. That's what I was thinking. And goes, Robin Williams? You know, sometimes he's a celebrity, and then then you realize it wasn't. So I was just making sure if it was. Then I heard the voice. It's like, oh my God, that is him. So I guess he just showed up. He was taking his son and a friend's son to just play a game of paintball in the public place, and I just happened to be there.
Wow.
And
crazy.
That is wild. I mean, when you figure a guy like him, and he could be anywhere in the world, and here he is within earshot of you, you know?
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah.
nuts.
So and it was funny. My wife's a big fan of his, and I asked her, hey, you want to go? Maybe you could just, to watch me play and stuff like that. And she decided not to. And then Robin Williams shows up and is like, hey, you just missed her.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's one of those things. She's like, man, one of those shoulda, couldas,
Yeah. Wow, that's good. That's crazy.
That's awesome.
Well, Carlitos, we talk about Mr. Happy, and Mr. Happy was...
And he was right next to me when we were cleaning our markers, so I was like, man, what am I going to say to him? He was like, hey, I enjoy your movies, It's like...
Shazbot.
Yeah, it was around the time I remember the movie I was thinking, because it was during a period where he wasn't really in the limelight, not making too many movies. But the last movie I saw was The Final Cut. Not The Final Cut. No, The Final Cut. Where he took people's memories and made videos, I guess, for funerals of their memories. Yeah.
Oh, I remember that movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
That was the last. Yeah, so it was around that time.
Okay.
Yeah, the box art was like him, like holding up film, like looking at it.
No, that's 1 hour photo.
That's 1 hour photo.
Oh, okay. All right, because there was that dark trilogy where it was Death to Smoochie,
1 hour
Insomnia,
photo,
and 1 hour photo.
Yeah.
He didn't play a crazy person in this one. He was just he saw the dark stuff of people's memories, so he was cutting those out. So I guess it was like it was affecting him mentally, I guess, but I think it was more of a thriller. So I think there was other stuff involved. I can't remember. It's been like 20 years since I've seen it. So
right.
Yeah.
That's dope.
There's that story.
It's a good fucking story.
I know we probably talked about them, but MZ or Raven Shadow, do you guys have a celebrity story that you want to talk about? I know Raven Shadow, I know a couple that you've told on the show.
Yeah.
Monster Zero has the
Giovanni.
Oh God. Yeah, Giovanni. I want to say Ribisi, but that's not it. What was his American name? I forgot.
Johnny. What was it? Johnny something? MZ.
John Morgan.
John Morgan. Yeah.
John
Morgan. Yeah.
You're gonna put John Morgan's name next to Robin Williams.
Yeah, but he was hitting on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had a celebrity.
Yeah, he said you're you're his most handsome fan.
Well, I've had a couple of celebrities actually hit on me.
Only one man though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The others, like, you had some pretty cool ones though.
Over
Jaretta, right?
Jaretta.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny. We talked, and she sent me something, and I screen saved it. And this was a few years ago, and then I lost it. I'm like, son of a bitch, no one's gonna fucking believe me. But I'm not gonna say what it is. But I want to say what
Well,
it is. But I
I
can't say
know,
what
but
it is.
yeah, I know. He told me about it. Oh shit.
Where she said where after I worked with her, uh, in Jersey at at uh, Chiller, and it was about it was several years after the fact, and she outright said to me, through Facebook, she talked to me, and under no uncertain terms. I mean, I'm not gonna,
Yeah.
she said,
Well, just tell, if you don't want to say it, just don't say it.
yeah,
there is something interesting.
yeah, me and Jaretta.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Jaretta from Demons, most notably, right, MZ?
Demons, yep.
Yeah.
Demons, Rats, Night of Terror,
Shocking Dark.
Shocking Terror, yeah.
Shocking Dark.
Shocking Dark, I meant to say, yeah, that's
Yeah.
it, Shocking Dark. Not Shocking Terror.
How about you, Raven Shadow?
I do have a couple, but the one that came to mind was the Brian Dennehy story. And I think I may have told this on air, but basically it was right when I'm not even sure if the movies had come out yet, but it was back when before J.K. Rowling turned heel, um, before we knew, and it might have been the second or third Potter book was dropping, and she hadn't blown up super yet. Probably third one, and she came to a local bookstore in the central Massachusetts area, and Joey Tron was actually working there at the time,
Oh yeah.
and Tatnick Books and myself and Double D were there in the parking lot, and D was a big fan of the books and trying to get an autograph, but it was like fucking like Six Flags, like it was like if fucking episode 1, 2, and 3 all dropped the same day, long fucking lines to get in. And we're like, oh shit. So I'm out there with D smoking butts, and a black SUV rolls up. Guy gets out. I'm like, is that fucking Brian Dennehy? Like, that's fucking FX1 and 2's Brian Dennehy. Um, and so he gets out and he goes in trying to cut the line. And then the owner like escorted him out, basically like saying, sorry, First Blood Brian Dennehy, you got to get in line, brother. He was there with his grandson. And that pissed him off, and he drove away with his fucking black SUV. Brian Dennehy was pissed. But apparently he lives in like the region in New England area, and
Really?
didn't get in line early enough.
Sorry, Brian Dennehy, you're not famous enough.
Yeah, no
Sorry,
shit.
Brian Dennehy.
Let's see. I get a couple come to mind. Actually, MZ, this is one. This is like a combination. MZ and I worked at Spooky World, which was like America's
Yep.
horror theme park, and
Right.
they shut down the houses for like a little while for Kevin Bacon, Julia Roberts, Kira Sedgwick. Do you remember who else, MZ? Was it just those three, or
It was oh god damn it. John Doe from Seven.
Kevin Spacey?
Kevin Spacey, he
Yeah.
was there.
Did he try to hit on you too? No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, he did.
Oh shit! He didn't try, brother. He succeeded.
That's right. So yeah, those four were there, and they came through the different like haunted houses, and so yeah, we got to scare them. Kevin Bacon, Kira Sedgwick, Julia Roberts.
Yeah,
That's
I have a
dope.
friend who is a huge mark for Kevin Bacon, and she just absolutely loves the man. And every now and again when I see her, I say, I got to scare Kevin Bacon. She's like, shut the fuck up. Just shut up.
Fuck
Don't
you.
talk to me.
There was that one, and the let's see, the other one. I don't know if I've ever told this on the show. I might have, but so I was 13 at the time, and you guys know MZ and Raven Shadow know my cousin is first of all, he's
Yep.
a madman, but he used to
Yep.
he used to run what used to be known as EM Lowe's, which is now the Palladium. He used to be the booking manager. Like, he basically managed it. So he used to book all the bands, and he also used to work for Zildjian Cymbals. So he knew, like, he was like a rep for them. So he used to know tons of people in the music industry. So anyways, when in '89 for the Injustice for All tour, Metallica came through, and I was a big fan of Metallica. So he got us like backstage passes and like fucking great seats, like front row. So I was backstage, and one of them was sick. I think it was Lars. I think Lars was sick, or at least they said he was sick because he didn't come out and talk to anybody. But I got to meet Jason, Kirk, and James, and so my cousin was there, and he said to James Hetfield, he's like, "This is your biggest fan." And at the time I'm 13, probably like, I don't know, 5'6" or something. I don't know, like 5'5" or something. And he just turned and looked at me. He's like, "He doesn't look that big to me." And that was pretty much it.
he, he commented on your appearance,
Yeah.
like a physical stature. That's
Yeah.
great.
But no, I ended up shaking their hands, and just like, we were in like a room of like of several people. So it wasn't just like a one-on-one. It was like a backstage meet and greet. So, but I got their autographs, and just got to meet them real quick. And then as we were leaving, Queensryche had opened up for him, and big friend of Queensryche as well. So I saw Chris DeGarmo and Jeff Tate walking through the hall, and I was like, holy shit. So I just like stopped them and said hi. But yeah, 13-year-old kid, like, in fucking heaven, right? Like, getting to see Metallica live.
That's great. I mean, my most personal interaction, I did mention it on the show actually when El Goro may have last been on, because working at the comic shop, there's been some comic people doing signings, and there was one day Glenn Fabry, who was the cover artist for Preacher. Preacher cover artist, Hellblazer cover artist, so much other shit. He's fantastic. And he behind me, my Preacher poster, he signed it in 2022. And then I was part of a team that we went out for dinner afterwards. And I got to have multiple Guinness and smoke multiple cigarettes with Glenn Fabry. And that was dope as fuck.
That's right. Yeah, I remember you told us about that. That's fucking great. That's like,
and he got a great,
if it's not Garth Ennis, like Glenn Fabry's like, keep pretty close.
Right. He's part of the Triple Threat and the late great Steve Dillon. But I got to give him a cigarette, and we took a great picture of us in the comic shop. We're like, I'm holding the butt, and then he goes to light it.
Yeah.
And we're just like hugging, and it's like, he was such a good brother. That was super cool.
That's awesome. I guess I'll tell one more real quick, because it's kind of related to, Metallica. Well, it's metal, but like I said, my cousin used to book shows for EM Lowe's, and this wasn't actually at EM Lowe's, but he got us tickets to go see I forget who else played, but it was Pantera played at the Worcester Odd. And we went to go like pass out like flyers and stuff like that for his shows, and we got to go to the show for free. And then afterwards we went in the back, to that, because that's where some musicians sometimes hang out, and Pantera was there just hanging out, and just me and my buddy went up, and we kind of got in a circle like with Dimebag, and
oh shit,
so
he's pass, motherfucker.
Yeah, he started passing the joint around, and I was right next to him, and he's like, "Here you go, man." I was like, "Oh no, I don't smoke." He's like, "I respect that, man," and he like passed it to the next person. And that was about it. We were just in a kind of a circle of like a few people, just kind of shooting the shit. But he was a fucking badass dude, man. He was really cool.
That's cool. It might have been White Zombie too.
Yeah, you know what? I think you might be right. They both played
At
at
that
EM
time,
Lowe's, but I think they might have played together. Yeah, yeah.
it was a school night, right?
I think so. I mean, I don't
I
remember
think
that
it might
far.
have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I went to a show with that tour.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, I
it
did.
was a good,
I saw Pantera probably around the same time
cool.
with
Yeah,
the White Zombie opening.
yeah. Because I remember that's right. I saw Rob Zombie and Sean Usolt like walking down the road like earlier.
Oh.
I think it was that show, or maybe it was another one. I don't remember. I went to a lot of shows when I was younger, so. But yeah, that was cool. Like, obviously Dimebag's no longer with us. Rest in peace. But dude was great. Fucking amazing guitarist.
I had a huge crush on Sean Usolt.
Yeah,
was
I think
fucking-
almost everyone did, including Rob Zombie for a little while.
Yeah. Oh, flickadoo.
Well, they were together.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
yeah.
All right, so I think we should.
Into,
Oh no, go ahead, Carlos. If you have something to add.
I was just gonna say real quick. I bumped into Gary Hull of
Oh,
Exodus
nice.
and Slayer
Exodus. Yeah.
at a
Nice.
Soulfly Morbid Angel concert,
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
nice.
and yeah, and then my uncle, not to top you, Wolfie, but my uncle met James Hetfield too, and he
Oh.
bought him a drink
Nice.
over in the Bay Area. So
Oh,
I was like,
awesome.
hey, you're James Hetfield. Oh, I'm gonna yeah. So he bought him a drink.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, I just remember one more. Actually, this is Pantera related. It's actually when they played at EM Lowe's. My cousin sent me over to the hotel nearby. It was like the Marriott is Raven Shadow right downtown. So I walked over to the Marriott from EM Lowe's to bring them to the venue because my cousin was sending someone to pick him up, and it's a walkable. It's like it's like 2 blocks. So I went there and in the waiting for them in the lobby, and then when they came out, I was like, hey, just flag them down and said I was bringing them to the venue. And Phil Anselmo, the singer of Pantera, was holding. He had like a stack of boxing magazines under his arm, like just
That's
loose,
fucking weird.
loose boxing magazines, like just holding them under his arm. And he's like, "Hey, man," he's like, "You like boxing?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's pretty cool, And then he showed me the magazines. He's like, "It's a real man's sport." And then he punched me in the shoulder, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I was like, "Holy shit!" Like he fucking decked me pretty good. Like not like assault, brother, but like
Yeah.
harder than
Not
just
the-
a love
Hold the
tap.
cover. Yeah.
And then you guys remember El Nino, right?
Yes. Yes.
He
Yes.
he was with me. Oh, sorry, Carlitos doesn't know. It's someone we we were friends
I'm sorry.
with
They
back
were
in
about
the day. It was someone we knew, and he was with me, and then Phil punched him in the chest, and he like got the like wind knocked out of him.
Damn.
He turned to me, he was like, "Holy shit, dude, I think I got the wind knocked out of me." So he just punched both of us, and then we brought him to the fucking venue. Oh shit.
Phil Anselmo broke my rib, dude.
Yeah. Can you sign my broken rib?
Yeah. You signed my
I like
cast.
a
Still
picture-
looks
I like
like
a picture
somebody's
of
ready
Phil
to fight.
All I can picture is Buddy Revell from 3
Oh
O'clock
yeah,
High
yeah.
punching Casey Simasco's character dead in the chest
Yeah.
during the fight at the end of the film.
Oh yeah. That's totally just like it. That's hilarious.
Although the biggest story, I mean, we got heat with this guy, and he's a great actor. I love all his work, but we got big time heat, and that's when Ernie Hudson took our table.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Ernie Hudson, he stole our fucking table, man. We were going out to dinner, we were waiting in line, and then he walked in with like his entourage, and they just sat him, and they just were
Yep.
cleaning they were cleaning the table, and they're like, "Oh, I think they said like, oh, we're cleaning the table, be just another minute or something
Yeah.
like that," like something like to signal that we were almost ready, and then they just fucking sat him down at our table.
We were a party of 12, and they had 13 seats there because I
Yeah.
counted.
That's right.
And then
yeah,
Ernie
yeah.
Hudson walks in with his entourage, which consisted of him, his dwarf manager, a white girl,
Yeah.
and his son.
Yeah, yeah.
And those 4 people got our 13 chairs.
Yeah, that's right. And then we just like
Hey, yeah.
we stared at them from outside the window. We're like leering at them.
Hey,
Huh?
hey, he worked with the human tornado, okay? So
That's
he
true.
can pretty much do whatever he wants.
All right, let me catch up
Come
on
on, guys. He's a Ghostbuster.
the.
Fair.
Yeah. Let me catch up in the chat here. This is actually like 20 minutes ago. Joshua Libre says, "Wow, that's an amazing story. Riding in a boat in the Philippines, legendary."
Crazy.
And Evil Corny says, "My dad passed 22 years ago this July. He was an Army vet and had some crazy stories too."
Brother.
Brother.
Shitty club.
Evil Corny says, "I would have yelled bangarang at Robin Williams." Creepy Girl, she said, "I hung out with the Dude Sons 2 nights in a row while I was bartending. They were shooting an episode of Dude Sons Do America at Old Town in Kissimmee, Florida."
Dope.
I'm not sure. I know I've heard of that. Have you guys ever checked out the Dude
No.
Sons? Yeah.
Nope.
Was it an MTV show?
I'm not sure.
Hmm.
I've kind of heard of it, but I can't remember
Yeah.
what it is.
She says, "And Vanilla Ice and Rob Bass performed at our bar, and we hung out with them."
Oh, that's cool.
Evil Corny says, "I stood next to Mark Waid in a comic book store here in the 90s. Didn't know who he was until he walked off. He's from Hueytown, Alabama." That's pretty amazing. One of the greatest like comic book writers, right?
Oh my God, brother of the highest order.
Yeah. Let's see. Ernie Hudson's in the chat.
Stop it!
He said, "I did do
No.
that. Ha, fuck y'all."
Fuck you, Ernie Hudson.
I can't believe he's fucking listening. You son of a bitch. You stole our table, you asshole.
I can't believe how he looks at his age. Jesus
Oh.
Christ.
Well, that yeah, Corny's comment speaks to that. Corny says, "Black don't crack, but it'll break in a line."
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll break the line. Yep. And then,
Because he's older than you think he is.
yeah, he
Yeah,
is.
he's like near an
70s or 80s. Yeah, him and
Yeah.
fucking Danny Trejo.
Morgan
like
Freeman.
probably the
Oh,
same
yeah, Dan
age.
Trio, yeah.
Well, Danny Trejo, Danny Trejo, I mean, Black don't crack, but Danny Trejo cracked when he was like probably 24.
Yeah, he looked 80 when he was 24, and he still looks the same now.
Yeah, that guy's got a face of a roadmap. My
But he
God.
wasn't San fucking Quentin, dude. That's not gonna fucking. That doesn't. It's gonna age somebody.
I mean, I've never seen anybody with track lines on their face. You know,
Jesus Christ.
I have a vague memory of Rick Martel being in my grandparents' kitchen.
All right, let's move on.
All right.
We could keep going on and on.
He sold cows. He was cows with my uncle.
Did he have a thing of arrogance with him?
Yeah.
You should
Wait,
see him now.
why did so many wrestlers hang out with your family? Marty Jannetty and Rick Martel?
Weird,
What the fuck?
it's fucking weird. Yeah. Oh yeah,
That's
sorry,
Marty
Marty Jannetty.
Jannetty.
Sorry, Marty Jannetty. Marty Jannetty.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
I was like, wait a
oh,
second.
Oh, okay.
did you have a body that you need hiding?
Sorry, I meant yeah.
Yeah, Marty Jannetty will
was
help
with-
you out.
Yeah. I remember I came from school. It was like my grandparents, my uncle Mike. You like wrestling? Here's Marty Jannetty. I'm like, that's fucking weird. Marty Jannetty, but yeah.
That's fucking
He
weird.
sold. That's fucking weird.
All right.
Yeah, sorry. Yes, it was Marty Jannetty. Marty Jannetty.
Last one here. Creepy Girl says, "We hung out with Ace Frehley in downtown Orlando. He was having a private party at a bar, and invited us off the street." Nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And then yeah, she said Dudson started on Jackass, and yes, they were on MTV. Okay. Yeah, I do remember seeing bits and pieces. I don't know if I've ever watched a whole episode, but that's pretty cool. Let's see. Casual Noob says, "I'm much more trolly on the Spawncast chat. Surprised I'm not banned." He says, "I only watched Havoc. Sorry, I was in the hospital dealing with health issues.
Brother.
Sorry to hear about that, Casual Noob. Hope all is good." And yeah, no problem. I mean, 2 movies, not everyone can check in and then check out both movies. The other one also is a VOD, and it'll be on Shudder soon, so you can check it out when it's on Shudder. So let's see. And he also says, "Sorry to hear about your dad passing. My condolences," Casual Noob says.
Thank you.
And Ernie Hudson says, "I'm the same age as Ace. Fuck him too."
Ernie Hudson's a
Those
He's-
people
dick,
too.
dude.
He's surly, huh?
Yeah.
What a
Must be his old age.
Yeah, what a surly
He's got
brother.
a lot of pent up anger.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap this up because I want to talk about some movies.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the ways you can support. Carlitos is a goddamn brother, and he supports us on Patreon. If you guys want to support us on Patreon, you can head on over to patreon.com/trickortreatradio, and you can help support for as little as $2 a month. So you can get in on that. It goes up higher than that. If you want your own Patreon takeover, you get in the highest tier. Check that out. You can also join for free if you want. You don't get all the perks, but hey, you can keep up with what we're doing on there. So if you're thinking, you know what, maybe I would like to support down the road, you can just go ahead and be a free supporter for now, and then down the road, Patreon has just instituted some deals like for people who are free supporters. You can send them like discounts and stuff like that. So if people are like on the fence and maybe want to join, you can. I would recommend just doing that. Just for free. Do it for free. You can see all the things we post, and if something interests you, then you can go ahead and sign up. So give that a look. We did record a Patreon exclusive. I haven't released it yet. It's been pretty hellish week and a half. So I'm just sort of just barely getting by here. So I will get that out very soon. Hopefully, I should get it out before the end of the month because it is the May Patreon. So I would like to get that out before the end of the month. So keep an eye out for that, and it should be up soon. And it was fun. We talk about killer food.
Oh yeah.
And let's see. All right, so that's Patreon. Give it a look. Consider supporting patreon.com/trickortreatradio. Also, you can go to trickortreatradio.com, look for the Amazon logo on the front page, click it. It's going to bring you to Amazon. It's going to input our affiliate link, and everything you purchase in that session gives us a tiny little cut. So we'd appreciate that. It just helps out the show. And also, we have the greatest hits of Trick or Treat Radio volumes 1 through 3. You can check those out on trickortreatradio.com. Click on store, and it'll bring you right there. And it's a nice little sampler of the early years, first 6-7 years, something like that. You can go ahead and listen. And I just watched Spinal Tap, so in my head I just heard "Listen to the Flower People." Listen to the flower people. By the way, have you guys ever really listened to the lyrics of "Give Me Some Money"?
Yeah.
Like, really listen to the lyrics.
I'd have to think about it.
Okay.
Yeah, we thought we did.
Sometimes I do.
All right.
Yeah.
It-
Give me some money.
Well, not just that, but it's
No.
like I haven't seen the movie in a few years, and so Tanya and I watched it this week, and we were just fucking rolling. You know, it's obviously one of my favorite movies, and we used to watch it all
Sure.
the time back in the day. Like, you know, when we hung out, the three of us, or you know, it was more like the 10 of us, but you know, like
Right.
So let me just read you a couple like choice lines. Because they're doing it like it's like a 60s song, right? Like, and they're like all happy and moving around, and he's like, you know, stop wasting my time. You know what I want. You know what I need, or maybe you don't. Do I have to come right flat out and tell you everything? Give me some money. Give me some money. He says, but baby, I don't intend to leave empty-handed. Give me some money. And then later on, he says, but don't get me wrong. Try getting me right. Your face is okay, but your purse is too tight. I'm looking for pound notes, loose change, bad checks, anything. Give me some money. I'm looking for pound notes, loose change, bad checks.
I mean, you just realize. Wait, are you telling me that you're just realizing this now?
No, it's. I mean, I've known the song. I've sung all the lyrics, but I've never really honed in on like the exact like just how it all fits together. He's just asking. He's like, "Don't be a fucking idiot. Give me your money." Like that's essentially the message. You know, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not just give me some money. It's like I'm nobody's fool. I'm nobody's
Oh.
clown. I'm treating you cool. I'm putting you down. But baby, I don't intend to leave empty-handed. Give me some money.
Okay, because I thought you were like trying to find a much deeper meaning in the lyrics.
No,
'cause
no.
I already knew about the lyrics. Yeah.
No, I think it's pretty clear.
It is pretty clear, but what I'm saying is like hearing them all together
Right.
and you know, and how like just ridiculous it all is, you know? So
Right.
that's it.
You're focusing on like Ed Begley Jr. on the drums.
Right,
You know,
right.
like, you know,
Yeah.
and he's all like,
Stumpy
was he like
Joe.
slapped,
Stumpy Joe.
like stacked somebody? What was he, Smokey Joe?
No, Stumpy Joe.
Stumpy Joe.
All
Yeah,
blonde
yeah,
geek with glasses.
Yeah.
yeah.
I fucking
You
love it.
know what I want, or maybe you don't. Ed Begley Jr.
I also watched some of the bonus features because this is the Criterion release, and I showed Tanya the "Hello, Mr. Debuggy."
Hello, Mr. DeBear. We fucking watched that ad fucking nausea.
I know. When we saw that, we all just fucking lost it. I don't know why. Like, it just was so funny, and then we just kept doing it, rewinding it. It just gets funnier and funnier and funnier. It's just the scene where it's Nigel after he leaves Spinal Tap, and he's talking about like what he's been doing. He's been playing tennis and all this stuff, and he's showing off his like tennis outfit. And then he shows him like something, and then he's got like a little skull, like kind of like keychain or something hanging off of one of his belt loops. And then he's like, oh, but I'm sure that most tennis, you know, people dressed like this don't have that. He's like, oh no. Hello, Mr. Debuggy. Like he just starts like miming the skull talking. It's just, I can't even do it justice. It's like one of those things you have to see because it's just so fucking funny.
And literally at 48 years old, if I have any kind of small thing with a skull, I say hello, Mr. DeBergy, and nobody gets it. But I pop myself.
Oh, Creepy
Fuck you,
Girl.
Ernie Hudson.
Creepy Girl asked, Carlitos, have you seen Spinal Tap?
I have.
Cool. I figured you
Of
had.
course.
It's a classic.
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh man, that movie. And you know what? This is the first time I think I recognized a fairly well-known comedian in it. So you guys know the mime scene. So Billy Crystal's one of the mimes, but
Oh, yeah.
one of the other mimes is Dana Carvey, and I don't know if I ever noticed that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
There's a
he's
lot of
Dana
face.
Carvey, fresh off his role as the cameraman in Halloween 2.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's I love Bruno Kirby's scene in that too. Is the fucking limo driver.
And like Frank,
Like
Frank
Frank,
says,
he's love and lost. You know, these guys haven't love and lost like Frank has. Oh,
and the
man.
window goes up.
Yeah.
Fucking Brit.
We should, you know what? We should do a fucking like watch along of that sometime or something. That is literally one of my favorite movies of all time.
Should do a watch along of something. We've been talking about it, but we don't do anything about it.
Oh, this guy throwing the gauntlet
Oh.
down.
Yeah.
Deuce and zero.
All right. Well, I think we should do that. All right. Well, let's continue on. And yeah, those are all the ways you can support us. So, Raven Shadow, why don't you take us to what did I say last week? Not into temptation, but take us to break.
Knock, knock, the devil in. No, but like, listen, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. You know, we got fucking Carlitos in the house. You know what I mean? So we're gonna get our drink out, get our drink on, get our smoke on, and you better believe when all's said and done, we're gonna strap on.
You go through your week with the same old routine.
What you really want is some blood and thunder in your life.
Well, friend, you found it.
The Cromcast is an adventurous journey through the history of two-fisted pulp stories
With your host, John,
Josh,
and Luke.
we have action.
horror,
An adventure, all through the lens of pulp luminary Robert E. Howard.
Don't just stay in your ordinary life.
find your pulp life at thecromcast.blogspot.com.
The Cromcast.
The Cromcast.
The Cromcast!
a podcast for the barbarian at heart.
I'm Alex West.
And I'm Andrea Subasati, and we're from the Faculty of Horror podcast.
And you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
Greetings! We are the Retro Reductopus Cephala Podcast, a bi-weekly show that celebrates all the things that made growing up awesome.
He's right. We wax philosophic about lots of geeky crap like old video games and movies, toys, cartoons. I don't know, help me out here.
Music, pants, quoting video games that don't have dialogues,
Shabibers,
tasty news,
Unnecessarily long Japanese onomatopoeia.
butt breathers, uncomfortable nature facts.
or how to install a samouflage.
And unlike all those other podcasts, we at Retro Redoctopus have an exciting rotating host schedule.
Do we?
We sure do.
So, if you didn't like the guy flapping his gums this week,
Like me.
worry not, gentle listener. Next week we'll have a whole new host.
Of problems.
Hey, they might still suck, but they'll suck differently.
And you know what's really cool? Retro Reductopus is part of the Inebriard Podcast Network, with new episodes out every Tentacle Tuesday.
Which is like every other Tuesday. We named it.
Anyways, you can listen to us at iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, or straight from the tab reductopus.buzzsprout.com.
I could be standing outside a woman's prison in a fistful of 50s and a bouquet of dildos, and no woman would come near me.
Did you say a bouquet of dildos?
And we have dead air.
There he is.
Hi, I'm back. All right. Let's talk about a movie. You guys want to do that?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what we're here for.
Is it? Holy shit, I didn't know that. All right, so we're going to kick things off by talking about the movie Havoc. Let me pull up some details here. All right,
Allow me
Havoc.
to whip this out.
Havoc is rated TVMA. I'll never get used to saying that. It's rated R, right? Let's just fucking say it. It's rated R.
Yeah.
It is 1 hour, 47 minutes. It is written and directed by the maestro of action, Gareth Evans. And I love these subgenres now. It's listed as a conspiracy thriller, drug, crime, gun fu, martial arts, one-person army action, suspense, mystery, action, crime, drama, mystery. All right.
That's a fucking
Shannon
lie.
Tweedy.
That is a lie. And
What?
Shannon
What
Tweed
is
and Buff Bagwell.
What is that? You know what? That's a bunch of horse shit. All those subgenres. I mean, now they're just making shit up.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, people. It's kind of like Wikipedia, where people can edit. So people probably add subgenres, and yeah. So, anyways, the film stars Tom Hardy, Jesse May Lee, Justin Cornwell, Quellen Sepulveda, Lockhart, Sepultura, Lockhart, Ogilvy, Jim Caesar. Let me see. It's kind of a little out of order here. We got Timothy Oliphant, Gordon Alexander, Forrest Whitaker, Jack Morris. Let's see.
Luis Guzman.
Yeah, I think it's listed in order of like appearance or something. Yeah, because it's a really weird listing.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Yeah, I was actually I kind of marked out when I saw Luis Guzman. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
He played Raul, and what did he have, like Raul's like Chop Shop or something like that? It was. Or,
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
dope.
yeah, it was good to see him.
There was a time when like Luis Guzman and Don Cheadle were always like tag team partners in certain movies.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
adored every minute of that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see him. He was in a lot of stuff back in the day, but it's been a bit since I've seen him in anything, I think. Yeah, I think that's it for cast and the synopsis for this film. After a drug deal gone wrong, a bruised detective must fight his way through the criminal underworld to rescue a politician's estranged son, unraveling a deep web of corruption and conspiracy that ensnares his entire city. So for those who aren't familiar, Gareth Evans is best known for directing the Raid films. He did The Raid Redemption and The Raid 2. And more recently, he did the TV series for Gangs of London. And he also did Apostle, which was on Netflix a few years ago, 7 years ago now. Jesus Christ. Time passes.
Wow.
And he also did co-directed one of the best segments in VHS history with Safe Haven in VHS 2. And he also did the films Footsteps and Morantu. And that's the extent of his filmography. He does have another movie in development called Blister, which is an action drama. It doesn't have much info other than that. But it's really good to see him working again in film. I still haven't checked out Gangs of London. Have you checked it out, Carlitos?
Well, I'm halfway through it. I've been meaning to get back into it. It's not that it's bad or anything. It's just I've been distracted with everything else.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
but I wanted to say that don't let the fact that it's a TV show spur you away from the actions every bit as Gareth Evans.
Yeah.
His film. They're impressive. And it really goes out of his way to add one big action sequence per episode. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it looks like there is, let's see, 25 episodes, I believe.
Jesus.
So
and those 2 seasons.
It looks like 3 seasons, I guess.
Oh wow, I didn't hear about the 3rd season.
Maybe it's not out yet or something. How is there 25? Was one short? Maybe season 2. No, I don't know. Season 2 is 8 episodes. Okay. So, but yeah, Gangs of London I think it's actually on Netflix now. I think I saw it there when I finished watching Havoc. I think it came up as recommended or something.
I think you're right.
And what else? What else about this movie? Yeah, I guess that's it. So Gareth Evans, I mean, he is obviously with the Raid films, it's a shame that he hasn't done more action films. Yeah. I really like Apostle, and I think it's a really fun movie, but and it has his style, like a little bit of his style, but I feel like this I mean, we'll get into it, but this has his fucking style. Like his fingerprints are all over this fucking thing, and oh man, it was glorious. But first, before we dive in any further, Carlitos, Why don't you go ahead and tell us why you picked Havoc for us to discuss?
Well, it's only Gareth Evans' first major action movie since The Raid 2.
I know.
So,
Aside from that,
I knew you guys would review it at one point. So, and I go, man, I really want to review it with you guys. So I just went ahead and asked and say, hey, can I review this with you guys? And then, yeah, you were super cool about it. And it's like, yeah. And then, so
Do we lose Carlitos? We did.
we did.
Oh man. All right. Well, hopefully he comes back. We'll
That
cut.
sucks.
Yeah. He dropped from the call. So we'll give him a sec. Maybe something just, maybe just got disconnected. But I don't want to talk about it until we know. Okay. He is calling back in. 1 sec.
4, 3, 2, 1.
All
Carlito is coming back on.
right, there he is.
There he is, a boy in a hizzy.
Can you hear us, Carlitos?
Busy.
oh, sorry, guys.
All right.
It's okay.
You're good?
Look who's back.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Hello.
Hello.
No, I don't think you can hear us.
Oh, I think
Okay,
he
he
joined
hung up.
on I think he joined on a different account because last time he was on a different account. That's weird. All right,
Probably Ernie Hudson's fault.
It must be. I mean, who else would be to blame?
Yeah. He fucking steals a table and fucking sabotages the show. Fuck you, Ernie Hudson. I love Ghostbusters.
Especially the zombie taxi driver.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Shit.
Really scared me.
Let me check on the chat room, I guess, while we're waiting. Ernie Hudson says Dana told me at a Code National that Halloween 2 is connected to Wayne's World. That was the first appearance of Garth.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it was like, I'm Wayne, and his with me as always is Gareth.
Garth Evans. All right, Carlitos. You back?
Sorry about that.
You're good. Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
We can hear
I can
you.
hear
We
you
don't
now.
see you.
I'm on the video. That's okay.
I think what's happening is I think you have there's two accounts because I've seen different names.
Well, my finger just swiped the trackpad, and I don't know what happened, and it just lost it. Well, I was explaining my why it was picking it. So try this real quick. No.
So yeah, I don't know. I
That's
think
fine.
you were on a different account earlier. So I don't know if you want to try the other one or whatever, or whatever works for you.
Well, we'll just continue.
Okay.
I wanna hold up the show.
We'll have a freeze frame Carlitos on screen here.
Yeah.
All right, so
Oh, we didn't get his face back.
he's I think it was an issue with the camera, but
Okay.
let's see. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. So I think you might have to reconnect if you want camera. But that's up to you, Carlitos. Like we're cool with it. If you want to take another moment.
Let me try that real quick.
Okay, sounds good. We'll see his
Give myself out real quick.
see himself out.
Did you say that?
Yeah, let me see myself out real quick. He said.
Oh, such a brother.
I'm gonna
Such a young brother.
I'm gonna open up. Let's do some ASMR. Hold on. There we go. All right, here we go. Zombito. Yeah, I think this is the one. Yeah, there we go. Can you hear us?
Oh, look at sexy fuck.
It's fun.
Can you? Oh shoot! Now I can't hear myself.
It's funny. I think we get video on one and then audio on the other.
But now I'm deaf.
Yeah, that's funny. I don't know if Carlitos can hear us. I don't think you can. Hold on. Let me try to put it in chat here. Someone say something. When do you guys talk? Okay.
Yeah, Bamboleo.
That's what you're talking.
That's the extent of his vocabulary right there.
It's my go-to, dude.
Carlitos, can you hear us?
Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Oh, we got your
Bro,
mic
I can hear
coming through.
myself. Oh, no.
We got your mic coming through two feeds.
Can you close the Carlitos one?
Let me see if I can kick it.
Give me a beat.
I don't know if I can. Oh yeah, okay. Let me remove Carlitos. All right.
Oops.
Can one of you guys fucking talk while I'm doing this?
Yeah,
Jesus
yeah, I know.
Christ.
Oh yeah. So that's fucking fun. Month zero. Why do you always have COVID? Let's get down to brass tacks.
I don't know. Tell you
Do
what.
you love it?
Since no, I don't. I hate it. But since
Oh,
we're going to shut up. But since we're going to need me to talk, how about if I do what I had planned and like I completely glossed over this day in horror history. I'll make this real
that would
quick.
have been a good idea when Wolfie said talk. But that's
Well,
cool.
I'm talking. All right.
I'm talking
May
over here.
29th, this day in horror history. 1954, Dial M for Murder. In 1963, The Adam Age Vampire. In 1968, The Living Head. Shut up, Raven Shadow. In 1981, the classic Dead and Buried was released. 1986, Zombie Nightmare. In 1996, Witchcraft 9, Bitter Flesh. And 1997, Insomnia. And in 2009, Blood, the Last Vampire. As far as birthdays go, we have a pretty extensive list here, a pretty notable list too. 1993, Micah Monroe, who starred an Independence Day sequel and follows The Guest, Bad Blood, The Hunger, and Longlegs. 1989, Riley Keough appeared in Kiss of the Damned, Jack and Diane, and Mad Max Fury Road. And also, just last year, in what the hell that movie was. In 1987, Alessandra Torresani appeared in American Horror House, American Horror Story, Warehouse 13, Terminator, The Sarah Connor Chronicles. In 1962, John D. LeMay, who starred in Friday the 13th, the series, as well as Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. 1959, Rupert Everett, who starred in The Cemetery Man, a.k.a. Delamorte Delamore. 1958, Annette Bening, who co-starred in Mars Attacks. Oh, boy. In 1957, Ted Levine, who starred in Silence of the Lambs, Shutter Island, and the remake of The Hills Have Eyes. 2006.
Great big vampires.
That's right.
Was that a remake?
Oh.
In 1956. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm all stuffed up. Tony Randall.
Ted Levine used to call
Would you watch me? I'd watch me.
Oh, wait. Do you have Benadryl?
In 1956, Tony Randall, writer and director of Hellbound, Hellraiser 2, Children of the Night, Amityville, It's About Time, Ticks, Fist of the North Star, Rattled, and Hybrids. In 1953, composer Danny Elfman was born.
Yeah.
Numerous screen scores, including Batman, A Night Before Christmas,
A Night
and a whole
Before
bunch
Christmas?
of others.
Did you say A Night Before Christmas? Yeah, he's fucking. He looks like a ripped, fucking jacked old auntie.
Yeah.
He does. I mean,
He does,
I
doesn't he,
fucking
though?
love the guy, but that's what he looks like.
Like, dude, your aunt is ripped, bro.
1942, Kevin Conway, who appeared in Funhouse, The Lathe of Heaven, and Lawnmower Man 2 Beyond Cyberspace. And finally, 1903, Bob Hope, the legendary entertainer and comedian, happened to be in a few horror films such as The Cat and the Canary, The Ghost Breakers, and Scared Stiff. Fuck y'all.
I thought at first MZ said Kevin Conroy, and I was like, oh yeah,
Right?
When I said I go Batman's voice.
yeah,
Me too. I
Kevin
was like,
Conway.
yeah. I know. I got you. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. There.
was
Oh,
it
Conroy.
Kevin Conroy in Dances with Wolves? He was good in that.
All right. Well, glad we got you back, Carlitos. Let's.
Sorry about that. I was
No,
like,
you're
that's
good.
insane.
Don't worry about it, man. Was there anything else you wanted to add about picking this movie?
Yeah, Gareth Evans.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's all you need. That's it.
All you need.
All right.
Character of the raid to raid.
Let's jump in. Let's dive in and let's talk about this. So, MZ, I know this, action movies. Sure, you like action, just as much as the next guy, but it's not like horror to you. But why don't you go ahead and kick us off? What did you think? What was your first impression of Havoc?
My first impression of Havoc, and this is the first time I've heard of this film, so I have heard nothing about it before this. But my first impression of this film is I can only think of, I mean, I can't even say that. The Last Action Hero is less cliched than this movie. This movie has so many cliched action sequences in it. It's almost embarrassing.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. It's trope after trope after trope after trope after trope. I'm not saying that it's
Is it trope-a-dope?
complete. It is a trope-a-dope. I'm not saying that it's predictable. There's some sequences in this film which, it's not, I'm not saying it's going to take you by surprise, but at the same time, you're not going to be overwhelmed by what happens next either. But there are so many cliches in this film that you got to wonder, does the action film have anything left in it? That's what I have to say about it so
All right.
far.
Wow.
So I just want to comment real quick and say that I kind of agree, but I feel like that's almost the point. I feel like this is a straight up action drug like crime film done by Gareth Evans with like over the top action. Like it's not like Raid, but it is over the top. It's like taking a standard action movie and turning it up to 11. That's how I kind of felt. There are some scenes in this that are fucking amazing. That chase scene at the beginning when they're in the truck, the way that was shot was fucking incredible. Some of the shots, they must have used a drone to catch some of those really fast moving. There's one shot where the camera goes like it comes from behind the truck and goes like zooming past it. It was just a really great shot. And the way that it sort of like the cars, as the chase is going on, they kind of take turns, and then all of a sudden, like you're looking at empty road, and then all of a sudden the cars come flying by. Like I don't know that I've seen too many chase scenes shot like that. It's usually you're on the cars the whole time. But this had movement. This had some really interesting camera shots. That I just thought that scene was like stunning. And there's some fight scenes that are just fucking incredible. I love the one, I don't know which is my favorite, but the one in the club where they're playing like the kind of like techno music. And it's like all the cops, and there's like the I don't even know if they named the faction, but like the Asian like faction that come and they start fighting with them.
Oh, okay.
That fight scene was ridiculous. Yeah, there's just some really fucking standout scenes, and Gareth Evans just knocks it out of the park with the action set pieces. Yeah, it's not Raid style hand-to-hand combat necessarily. We're getting, some gun fu, we're getting some hand-to-hand stuff, we're getting some brutality of, people getting smashed, like necks being cut, faces being fucking destroyed, like, kind of your typical Gareth Evans action, but
Yeah, I mean, this fucking buckshot to the face.
yeah,
People
exactly.
dropping washing machines on cars.
Yeah.
How's that for your troubles?
Corny said the cabin scene. Yep. Yeah, that's another one.
Right?
So I feel like this. I don't know if this is like the elevator pitch, but I feel Gareth Evans was like, I'm gonna do an action crime movie, very standard fare, but I'm gonna turn it up to 11, and I'm gonna give people something they haven't necessarily seen, because this is actually a fairly good story. It's not like, it's run of the mill. But it's good, like it keeps you sort of guessing. It's interesting, and like, there's corruption all around, and there's some surprises with some of the corruption. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty standard stuff, but I feel like it really elevates it because of the action.
See, I would agree, and I would think, and yes, I guess it's the certain tropes here, but I think it went against certain tropes, especially at the end with Tom Hardy's character.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't. Yeah.
To his family.
Mhm.
Where, unlike, say, like a Last Boy Scout callback, like Tom Hardy's a shitty guy.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? He's probably the good cop that unfortunately has been involved in some fucked up things, and it cost the dude his marriage. And but I think is a journey into darkness. Like, he's riding the outlaw trail, and every character in this movie, aside from his estranged, ex-wife probably and daughter, are all nefarious characters. They're bad people doing bad things.
Yeah.
And people get
The
killed
thing
as
that
a
he
result.
did, though, I mean, he did it. He had a reason. It wasn't like he's a completely evil guy. I mean, maybe it was more of a bad choice. But with his conversation that he had with his wife over the phone, the movie, he was explaining at least I can't remember exactly what it was, like the I think it involved the lawyers or something like that.
Yeah.
They're not bothering you anymore or something like that. So, I mean, he had his reasons, but he obviously regrets it, And as the story goes on, you see that arc.
Yeah,
he's having a crisis of conscience.
Yep.
In his role, and that crisis leads him into a fucking rough fucking night.
Yeah, no shit. I thought a lot of the characters were pretty likable too. I liked the rookie cop he was like teamed up with. I don't remember
like her
that character's name, but
Ellie?
Chang, I think.
I
think it was Chang.
No, Mia. No, not Mia. I'm sorry. Hold on. Ellie. Yeah, Ellie. Yep.
Talking about, boy.
I didn't recognize her in her IMDb photo. She has like short hair.
She looks like Olivia Munn.
Oh, she was in Last Night in Soho. Okay, I thought she looked familiar. Yeah. So I guess I just kind of jumped in with my first impression because I wanted to sort of piggyback on what MZ said. So, how about you, Raven Shadow?
I mean, I kind of gave mine. You know what I mean? Already, like in that conversation, I was excited that I could understand Tom Hardy without subtitles. That was pretty cool, because sometimes he does kind of do the Benicio del Toro acting where he just mumbles like a motherfucker sometimes. I love Tom Hardy.
Give me the cocksucker mother. Give me the keys, you cocksucker motherfucker. Like that.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you saying?
Although I think he went to the same dialect coach that Robert Pattinson did in Mickey 17.
Yes, that's fair.
He did have an accent though.
Yeah,
he just wasn't as super thick.
It sounded like his voice was dubbed in somehow, like it was put in post. In some of the scenes in which he was talking, it just didn't like the words that were coming out of his mouth didn't move along with the motion of his mouth and the way he was speaking. It was very odd sometimes.
Which is funny for a guy that made a movie where it's only him in the car talking. Like,
oh yeah,
he's not the greatest. Yeah, it was a great movie. Like Tom Hardy isn't the greatest public orator in the world.
You're using big words
Right.
there in chat. I'm a little worried.
Yeah, Joey Tron told me about
Did
that.
did you get hit in the head or something?
That's a mad. I'm overdue.
All right.
But no, like, watch. Okay, yeah, I'm waiting for the fucking bloodbath to happen. So that's what I'm along for the ride. I'm waiting for the bloodbath.
All right.
Tag.
Carlitos, I know you already sort of talked about why you chose this, but what would be your first impression when you got a chance to check it out?
Well, I wanted to jump on the trope thing with MZ.
Thank you.
I don't completely, except for one scene, which is the action sequence in the dance club. I don't know how many action movies that had an action scene in a dance club. So that was one of the first things that jumps like, oh, it's another. I love that. Don't get me wrong. And I honestly didn't care. This is something I noticed. I was like, yeah, that's another action scene in the dance club, but that's fine.
Yeah.
But no, but yeah, one of the first things that came to mind was last week you guys were talking about film grain in the movie Dead Mill. And I noticed that there was some grain in the image of this movie to give it more of a gritty look. It had a very gritty look, and with some, bright lights and cityscape and all that stuff. So that was kind of one of the first things I noticed. So it's like, okay, I liked it. That was cool. So it didn't look super clean or anything like that to me. And of course, I didn't expect a martial arts action movie, like The Raid, the hand-to-hand combat, but I did expect Gareth Evans level of filmmaking of his action, which is what I got. He tends to shake the camera, but he doesn't shake it too much. He still keeps the camera focused on the action. So he kind of, in a way, he kind of does it right. It's just like some directors who just like to shake the camera wildly to the point where you can't see shit, But yeah, it started with a banger of a car chase. I was like, oh shit, getting right. I was like, man, we're getting right in the action. Okay, I didn't expect that. I thought it'd be kind of a slow build into it, and then you get all the action towards the end. But no, he just like, okay, here we go. You want a car chase? Let's have it. And he did it Gareth Evans style. And I do agree with the camera work in that car chase scene, to the point where I was like, is this CGI? It doesn't look it, because the car wrecks were very realistic. You were talking about some of the cameras. The one I liked, it wasn't even like a super actiony part, but it's when one of the cop cars, I think they either spun out or got pulled over, and he pulls back or kind of pans and pulls back, and then just lets the car just zoom out into away into the street. I'm like, man, that's a good shot. And that's the kind of stuff I appreciate with Evans' his work. He kind of does these really cool shots of the action, and it kind of gets you into it. So, but yeah, that's what my initial thoughts of it.
Yeah, but the way the cars move during this scene, which I gotta say, this type of beginning looks to be more in line with like Grand Theft Auto video game. And I would imagine at some point soon we're going to be seeing a Grand Theft Auto movie. We have to be. At this point it's just going to happen. But this just way the camera angles were, you get the camera wrapping around from the passenger side in front of the car, or in front of the truck rather, to the driver's side. It's interesting, but it's also very GTA stylish. The side of the low on the side of the car or the truck, close to the ground near the front tire, that's all GTA style shots right there. But some of the scenes where it's an established shot and you see a car just driving, going and just taking a turn and then barreling down a road, I can't buy that into being real, because a car just doesn't move that way. It was too fluid and too smooth and too polished for me to believe that was real. That had to have been CGI enhanced. had to have been. In my opinion, I just can't buy into it being real. But I mean, as far as getting your attention is concerned, yeah, this movie will do that because it does start off with a what would seem to be a pretty gnarly car chase through the city, and you never really established as to where this is held, because I looked at the license plates and there's no states listed on the license plates. They're just very standard. So there's no telling where this place is. They go through Chinatown, but there's a Chinatown everywhere. So you can't tell where this is located. I mean, if you had to take a guess, maybe Detroit, maybe Chicago. I wouldn't say New York. I wouldn't say Los Angeles. Somewhere in that area, I would guess, though, Chicago or Detroit. But man, this movie is just loaded with cliches. I mean, how many action films with Asian actors and actresses can you have in which they know martial arts? How many action films that star an Asian cast that don't have any martial arts? I can't think of one. So it seems to me
Wait,
that
can you
it's
repeat
like
that again? I think you talking about Asian stars that don't have martial arts?
Asian action films that don't use martial arts.
Yeah, John Woo, dude. Most John Woo
uses-
films are most are just guns, gun fu.
Well, his gun stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, like the
killer. Yeah, hard boiled.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, but still, that was 30 plus years ago. I mean, even if that was the case, it's still 30 plus years ago. I mean, what have we gotten since then?
I mean, I haven't seen every single one, so I'm sure there's others, but
well, what's holding you back, man? but it's just that cliche that I'm talking about. This ongoing cliche in these kind of films in which you have an Asian cast that for some reason everybody has to know martial arts, and it's
I can't tell if
back at that a bit.
Yeah, I can't tell if this is like racist or not. Like,
no, it's not a racist thing. I do want to point out the only one that I felt really knew martial arts was the lead hit lady. Because I don't think there was too many kicks thrown in the nightclub fight when they were fighting. There was just a lot of swinging of knives and poles and they were grabbing each other. I mean, obviously that's kind of, and I think maybe actually only the women did. I think that maybe there was one other woman hit woman that maybe threw a few kicks or anything like that. But outside of those two, or especially the blonde hit lady, the lead one, I didn't see too many of the Asians throwing kicks and martial arts and all that stuff. So,
and speaking of that nightclub scene, where the fuck are the bouncers?
They don't
get paid.
They don't want to deal with that.
are you gonna fuck with people with guns and knives? Like, seriously?
Like,
if
nope, I don't
MZ's a
think they paid
bouncer in
enough
that
for
club,
this.
what do you do, MZ, if you're a bouncer in that club? Do you go up to them and tell them, "Hey, stop"?
Yeah. Hey, you can literally they're only
at
there
least
to
a
fucking
mention
talk to
of
the
it,
chicks.
on camera or something like that.
What
To have
mention?
They start walking up and they're like, nope, they got guns. So.
How can you have a nightclub without a bouncer? It doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm sure there were bouncers. Like, why do you need to show a fucking bouncer? It's a fucking action
There
scene.
should be. And by all rights,
You want the bouncers to know martial arts.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why aren't there
Everyone
any
else
Asian
seems to in this
bouncers?
movie. Everyone else seems to in this movie. Why not the bouncers, right? Give it that the Miami Connection flavor where everybody seems to know kung fu.
We're sorry, Carlitos.
Joshua Libre says Luis Guzman was the only true club bouncer.
True.
Now let me say, when I was really feeling low with this film. Then when I saw Guzman showed up, I'm like, fucking thank God, because that guy's a titan. I fucking love that guy,
He is a titan.
and he is gonna pick shit up. So I was feeling a little better for this film when I saw Luis Guzman show up. I'm like, yes.
Raven Chef, you were a bouncer in that club. What would you do?
No fucking home, dog.
Picture Raven Shadow as a bouncer.
First of all, I have done
Yeah,
the door
yeah. I was going to
before.
say, yeah.
You held the door. You're not a bouncer.
At the fucking Blondie Stone at 2 a.m. Fuck you, dude. That's fucking.
What were you doing? Keeping out the 7-year-olds?
No, yes. I had to pull
You
fucking
don't have-
Rolling Rock balls out of chicks'
You don't
fucking
have to
purses.
be. You don't have to be big to be a bouncer.
No.
It's got to be bold.
You have to be big. No, but you don't have to be Raven Shadow either.
But
You're
literally,
better
dude.
off, I mean, you're better off. You're better off guarding the door with a piece of tape.
Wow.
Wow. All right, you can go fuck yourself. Don't fucking embarrass me in front of Carlitos. But no, fucking Blondie Stone was a fucking rough club at fucking 2 a.m.
Yeah, I'm sure you're a real badass.
No, but like if she was got fucking
At 2 o'clock
guns.
in the morning, the place is closing. You trying to keep
Yeah,
out?
and everyone's fucking drunk. Doesn't want to leave. Have you ever been in the club at 2 a.m.?
Yes, I have.
It's awesome.
And you know what? When it closes, I leave. You know why? Because I don't want to deal with people like Raven
He
Shadow.
doesn't want to deal with bouncers.
Yeah, I was the bouncer. I was a door guy, but
Oh, okay. Well, that's a different matter.
but I'm still on the front lines. And people fucking. I'm the first one to get hit. You know what I
You
mean?
can be the door guy.
But no, but like, but no, I think for whatever the hourly rate of a bouncer plus tips when they get cashed out, they literally only have the job to probably get the girls that are there before they, you know, when there's a fucking mob war with shotguns and dudes getting shot in the face, I'm gonna go on break.
Yeah. As soon as I see a gun come out and like there's shooting going on and like people like tossing themselves over the balconies, I'm out. I'm out. I don't care how big I am.
Yeah. I'm not
I'm out.
packing, you know, like
MZ
fuck
would.
that.
What are you gonna do, MZ? Hey, stop it, guys! Stop it! Stop fighting!
No guns.
No guns! Stop fighting!
No, stop shooting.
Stop
it.
I'm gonna tell my
Stop
boss
it.
on you.
You're gonna get banned.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I
MZ
got the
says.
man hammer.
By the way, first time Mike's hanging out. What's up, FTM?
Thank you.
He says, evening
For no
family,
reason.
evening family, and a special hello to Carlitos. Had a little time to hang out for a bit with you all. Thank you, FTM. Good to see you, buddy. Joshua Libre says, cabin scene was dope.
Right.
And first time Mike says, back when I worked at the clubs and went to the clubs regularly, I always let the professionals take care of business.
Right.
He says, I've seen
He
someone.
means the assassins.
Yeah. He says, I've seen someone get hit so hard their weave came off. That was really impressive.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
So
knock the fuck out.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, okay. Bouncers aside,
Yeah.
sorry, Carlitos, you were talking about the. I think you were done with it. Were you done with your first impression? I don't even remember at this point.
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, go ahead.
Cool. So yeah, obviously this isn't necessarily your bag, MZ. I don't remember. Have you did you must have watched the Raid films with us, right?
I didn't watch them with you, but I have seen them.
Okay. What do you
And
think?
they're good.
Okay, so you do like the Raid films?
Yeah, and they're good because they were inventive. They were, you know, it was a new thing back then. How old are those films? Like 15 years old, something like that now?
Not quite.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
2010, I think the first one came out.
yeah, I think you're right. Actually, maybe the first one is. The second one's
Yeah,
probably
I
more
mean-
like 10 years, I think.
Yeah, I mean that kind of action done and shot in that kind of style, that was inventive, that was new, it was innovative.
Yeah,
Now it's old hat
Raid Redemption
because
was
everyone tries to outdo each other.
yeah, Raid Redemption was 2011. Raid 2 was 2014. So,
Yeah.
and yeah, in a post John Wick world, I feel like the Raid movies inspired American action over the next like 10, 20, 10, 15, 20 years. And, we got a higher emphasis on really good choreography and action.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they influence however you want to place the Dread movie in there, and then especially the Daredevil TV show. Definitely watch their raid tapes.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So, I think it definitely influenced a lot. And those were still indie films, really. I mean, they weren't big budget Hollywood releases. This is essentially, for all intents and purposes, a Hollywood release, even though it's just Netflix. But I think Gareth Evans now is working in sort of a different tax bracket, so to speak. He's like doing stuff for Netflix. I think he has to make it a little bit more palatable for a wider audience, and that's why I feel like he did kind of do what you were saying. Like he did sort of play it by the book in terms of like hitting a lot of the action tropes, but he tried to just turn it up to 11. I feel so.
And I think that's a good point. I think it's a good subversion that he did. Like, I mean, even setting it at Christmas time. Like, there's a lot of movies from my youth that were like the first Lethal Weapon was set at Christmas. Cobra was set around Christmas time. Invasion
Sure.
USA with Chuck Norris was set at Christmas time.
Marion
So I think
fucking
it took
Cobretti,
that
motherfucker.
fucking
Die Hard.
Cobra like a
Die Hard
motherfucker.
2.
Die Hard 2.
And that
So
one
it
too.
took, like it took that. It took the bad cop, maybe dirty cop, fucking up, buying like, fucking dollar store gifts for his kid, you know, and then the action kicks in and it fucking blows everything out of the fucking water. Like it makes the weapon look like a fucking Nickelodeon movie.
Right. Yeah, totally. I mean, that's the thing is like, is the action as good as the Raid films? No, it's not. But it's not really supposed to be. The Raid films were very narrative light. Especially the first one. It's basically like a video game. The dude is going through different levels. Like beating mini bosses and getting to the big boss. Like that's kind of the whole
First-person shooter.
It's kind of the whole idea behind it. It feels very much like that, and there's not much of a narrative. But with this, for something like Netflix, if you want to get like top 10 trending, which this movie has been for weeks now, I think you have to do something a little bit different. And maybe something like a Raid movie would have done that, but this opens it up to a wider audience because it's got Tom Hardy and it's got Timothy Olyphant and Forrest Whitaker, like good cast, and it hits a lot of the beats of like a big action movie, but it really does dial it up with the action to have these really crazy choreographed scenes that really pay off. So I mean, at least that's what I don't know that for a fact, but I feel like that's what his sort of elevator pitch was. Let's do a kind of a standard action movie fare, but let's turn it up and let's really do some fucking cool action,
Yeah.
So let me just check. Casual Noob had some thoughts in chat. Let's see. He says, I only watched Havoc. Sorry. Oh, I read that already. Sorry. He said, Ernie Hudson catching some damage for just wanting to feed his family and entourage. He's a Ghostbusters royalty.
You weren't there, man.
And oh shit, Casual Noob. Yeah, I was actually going to mention this. He is back on the Patreon. Thank you, Casual Noob. Apple had if you subscribed through Apple, you had to pay like Apple's fees, so it ended up being like $3 or $4 more, which is fucking dumb. But apparently Apple lost in court and they can no longer do that, which is good because that's shitty. Like for people like, doing Patreon, giving it directly to the creators, and then now they have to pay an additional like $3 or whatever it is to get through Apple's, fucking pay window. Like, yeah, so fuck that. So glad you got back on there, Casual Noob. Appreciate the support, buddy. He says, go easy, please. Make next week not a VOD. I got to afford the Nintendo Switch. The Switch 2, I mean. And he says, both Last Action Hero and Havoc I loved. So good comparison, MZ. Going back to what you said early. And he says, great movie pick, Carlitos. And he says, I don't know if you want to say for spoilers, but the female cop partner was a good person. Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. I don't think it's necessarily a spoiler because she was good from the beginning, And he says Raven Shadow must be talking about Hardy's character in Mobland with the Mumbaleo. That's fucking good. Mumbaleo. That's good. Mumbaleo. And then he says, if I could only watch one other Gareth Evans movie, what would you all recommend? Ooh. Carlitos, why don't you take this one first?
Oh, one?
If you could if he's gonna watch one Gareth Evans movie, only one other movie, what would you recommend? I know it's tough.
One I want to. Well, the thing is, if I got to recommend this one, I got to recommend the other one. But you got to watch. I mean, if I had to pick just one, then I'd say the Raid 2.
Yeah, same. I would say the Raid 2 as well. I just think it's a more realized film, and there's more characters and more going on. But if you haven't seen the first one, you kind of should see the first one.
Yeah, you kind of should see the first.
Yeah, so that's what I would say. First time Mike says, Cobra, motherfucking cut pizza with scissors. Yeah, baby. I will literally never forget that. That is one of the greatest scenes in movie history.
He kept his gun cleaning kit in the refrigerator.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Where you get the pizza.
Casual Noob says action scene set in a club was The Immortals with Eric Roberts from the 90s, if I remember correctly.
There you go.
Do you guys remember The Immortals? I don't think I ever saw that one.
I think so.
I don't think so.
Probably, I feel like Equilibrium would like bail too. They had to have been one.
All right.
I feel that every John Wick movie had an action scene in a nightclub.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It's exhausting.
I think even Johnny Mnemonic had that, and the Matrix had that. So
yeah, true.
Johnny Bulimic.
Johnny Bulimic. Is that your nickname, Raven Joe? No.
That's a whole different movie.
All right. I feel like there's so much more to say, but I do want to kind of wrap this up soon because we do have another one to talk about. But anything else you guys want to call out in this one? Like any other crazy scenes or anything else?
I do have one negative.
Okay.
Oh,
let's hear it.
And that was at the very start. Okay, so everybody's praising the cabin action scene at the end, the climactic action scene, and I had a problem with the very start of it. It corrected itself as the scene went on, but I just couldn't get over that you had an army of gangsters with submachine guns, and they couldn't hit shit in a house.
Yeah.
And then the three people who were in that cabin were able to take down at least a couple with handguns.
Yeah.
So it that took me out a little bit, and then they were, and maybe I kind of put this in my mind. Maybe they're not an army. It's an army of people, but not an army like skilled in tactics and stuff like that. So they were just rushing in and getting shot.
Yeah.
So that was kind of another issue. But I go, well, maybe they're not. They're just gangsters. They're not soldiers. Trained soldiers, so to speak. And then there's the one scene with the politician's son. Was the guy alive in the window when he unloaded a clip into him? Because I think he was dead already.
Yeah, right.
Like, why is he shooting him?
Yeah, he's wasting ammo.
Now, even in a bad action, I've never seen that anywhere. So I don't know, maybe just had a brief moment of psychosis under the insanity that was going out in that shootout, but he was starting to. There's some dead bodies just getting shut up anyway.
Yeah,
But like I said, that's just the start of it. Everything else started to come together. I just kind of like how Tom Hardy kept throwing guys in that hole after what either he made or they made. One guy, and then the guy didn't go in through all the way. Then he just kicks him through again. Stuff like that. I also it looked like Tom Hardy got some training for this film. I thought he was really good with his guns. Like the way he held it, the tactical way, like definitely checking. Just the way they shot it too. He was really quick with his handgun, especially when he's like interrogating a guy. He shot some people in the nightclub scene. He shot some people over the shoulder of the one politician's son, and then he points it hella quick, like snaps it back into his girlfriend's face. Stuff like that. So I thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think I like there's certain characters I did like. Like I liked the politician's son and girlfriend. They were in something that was way over their head. The motivation for the mother of one character and the father of another character really worked. Like this to me seemed like a night in the life of Gotham City when Batman was doing something else.
Yeah. I totally got that feel, especially with like the corrupt politicians and all the crooked cops and everything.
Right?
Like I totally could see that. I mean, that's such a standard thing that it's obviously not exclusive to to Gotham and Batman, but it is a very large part of Gotham, right?
But the vibe, the overall vibe, like this could have been because the city had kind of a cool look to it. It seemed very nondescript. I couldn't really tell where it was.
Yeah, that's what MZ was talking about earlier. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. It was it was bad people doing bad things around Christmas time.
Yep.
Yeah, it does have that Gotham City vibe, because I mean, when it's dark at night, it's really dark, but when it's daytime, it's still dark. Overcast clouds, rain, the whole shebang-a-bang. So and a little bit of snow here and there. So it does give off that Tim Burton-esque Gotham City vibe that it always reads cool on film. It always looks good on film, so
sticking with the comic book theme, I've been thinking how cool it would be for Gareth Evans directed a Punisher movie.
Oh, dude.
Oh, man.
Yeah, if he was ever to do, a comic book movie, which part of me kind of doesn't want him to, but if he ever was, that would probably be one. Yeah. So
or like Hitman, Tommy Monahan.
Yeah, I can see that. That actually might be a little bit more his for him. Yeah.
Because you could put some really fucking gross shit in there.
Yeah.
Like Gareth Evans and Garth Ennis collaborating on something, dude.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That'd be amazing. Yeah.
Oh shit, Gareth Evans preacher dog. Yo, bro.
So this kind of speaks to what MZ, what you're saying about the location. I'm just looking on IMDb, and it says while it was shot primarily in Wales, so this was shot in the UK, Cardiff, Wales.
Yeah, I pictured that.
The film is set in an unnamed fictional United States city, merging elements of Chicago, New York, and Philadelphia, such as an elevated train and a Chinatown district.
Right.
So you did say Chicago, MZ, so it was a good call there. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, a lot of cities have similar features like that. So, I could see, elevated trains are definitely in other cities. And I know, like, even in, speaking of Gotham, like in, was that like big scene in the Batman Begins, was it, right? When
Begins.
Yeah.
And that was like Chicago was a big influence
that was used,
on that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me see if there's anything else about the production here. See if there's I'm curious to see if there's any like trivia on IMDb, see if there's anything interesting here. Yeah, it says Cardiff Bay streets were transformed to resemble snowy American cityscapes for the production. The movie was actually shot and completed in 2021, according to Gareth Evans. The film needed reshoots, which were delayed due to scheduling issues and the SAG after a strike 4 years later, the movie ended up being released straight to Netflix. So that makes sense though, because I knew that I've heard of this one for years, and I was
wondering coming out.
yeah. So
I heard there was some production issues.
yeah, that makes sense then if they had to do reshoots. I'm curious what they would have reshot, but Forrest Whitaker plays Lawrence. The character name is an in-joke referencing the fact that Whitaker often gets mistakenly identified as Lawrence Fishburne. Is that legit? That's funny. I actually think they look nothing alike. I don't know. Like
They
don't
don't.
look anything alike.
Not
No,
even
that's
close.
what I was thinking.
Who would think?
Can I
that?
say that's stupid? Actually,
yeah.
And not to body shame, I got my own problems. I thought Forrest Whitaker's eye looked really good in this.
It did.
Yeah, but what about his other eye?
It didn't droop.
No, the lazy eye, like I thought it looked fucking like really good.
Wow.
I noticed that it didn't look like that much. I
Droop
yeah,
as much.
I noticed that too.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying. Like he was putting an effort in to make sure his eye didn't look droopy.
I don't know if he has control over it, but I don't know. I mean, like you can will your eye, but
Jesus,
he just look
I
good.
just
He
feel
look
that makes
good.
him him. You know, it's not a bad thing. That's just Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah.
You know,
I love Ghost Dog.
had a little more character to it.
Yeah.
This apparently the movie features a song called Mayan Shi Chi. I think I'm saying that correctly. And it says the song also plays in the movie A Better Tomorrow, which is likely a big influence on Gareth Evans.
John Woo callback.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, I think definitely this is more of that John Woo kind of style of action. You know, the gun fu. Let's see. Okay. I think that's it for trivia. But yeah, I was actually wondering where it was shot. But yeah, shot in Wales, which is that's where Gareth Evans is from. He's Welsh, so makes sense.
And Linus too, right?
Yeah, the vegan. Is he the
Vanguard.
prince? Is he the vegan prince? I can't remember what I call. Yeah, vegan prince of Wales. That's what I called him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And first time Mike says he would make a great Judge Dredd movie, considering the raid was kind of like Judge Dredd, because Judge Dredd came out later that year, I think, and it was like very similar to the raid.
But was there some stuff which was made first, kind of like Armageddon and Deep Impact? Was there
I
some?
think it's just one of those situations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember
They
we
just happen to have similar.
Yeah, I remember we've actually had that conversation before, and I think we came up with the fact that they were shot just around the same time. There's no way, like, it just just so happened.
Yeah.
All right. I think we can cap it here because well, actually, one more thing I just thought of, Ravenshaw. I know you're a big fan of Timothy Oliphant. What did you think?
So I'm a huge Mark Ski for Oliphant, and I thought he looked fantastic. And
Yeah, he looks good.
I love it. Looks great. Also coming off the Book of Boba Fett TV show.
It's
recently,
true, yeah.
TV's Justified.
Cobb Vanth, man.
And I think 20 years younger Oliphant would have been a dope Jesse Custer preacher callback.
Yeah.
But I loved his interactions with Tom Hardy's character.
Yeah.
And again, there's certain tropes of friends or teammates coming at odds, but thought there was some really good stuff there. And he wasn't a mustache twirling villain, and I like what they did together. And
yeah,
I don't know. I'll save my wrap up, but I thought Oliphant was fantastic.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think go ahead.
It should have had higher billing. Just saying.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I kind of liked how they did. It's not a twist, but like when we find out who's corrupt. Like it wasn't like a big reveal and it was a shocking thing. It was just sort of like matter of fact. And I actually kind of like that. You know, it wasn't like,
And-
oh my God, it was them all along. Holy fuck, you know?
But there was small dialogue stuff that made it great. Where I'm not
Mhm.
doing it justice, but they were like, "You want to go here?" Like, "Yeah, we got to do this."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like they didn't want to be at odds necessarily. It's like, "You gonna fucking do this? All right, I guess we're fucking enemy." You know what I mean? It was just, it wasn't a quick like, "Arr, I
Yeah.
betray you."
Right. It was subtle but I thought it was you know, it seemed kind of organic, and it wasn't like it built up
Right.
to be this big thing that, you know, that wasn't really a big thing, you know.
Well, like, you couldn't just let me leave.
I know. All right, so let's do verdict so we can get into the next flick. Here we go.
Trick or treat, baby. I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, it is verdict time. We're going to let you know whether Havoc was a trick or a treat. Any final thoughts? Let's start with MZ.
Yeah, I'm sticking with the idea that this is a highly cliched film. You got the badass cop who goes by his own rules and nobody else's. Then you got the outrageous car. Then you got the outrageous car chase scenes and you know, Asian henchmen who know nothing but kung fu and
I think he
karate.
was Asian.
You know, the young upstart cop who's trying to go everything by the law, and you know, it's just loaded with just cliches that have died out so long ago. And but the thing is that the action, as cliched, I hate to keep saying that word, but this is a heavily cliched film. Uh, the action does keep your eyes glued to the screen, and that's the important thing. The performances are okay. I think they're okay. The story is nothing special. You know, you see one corrupt politician in an action film, you've pretty much seen them all. Uh,
Well, real life.
yeah, that too. And we got enough of that.
Yeah, no shit.
Uh, yeah, so so this didn't exactly help matters, did it? You try to put a fantasy
No.
spin on something that's so overly realistic. It's really tough to do and get a kick out of it. You know, that's hard to do. But like I said, there's just enough here to keep your eyes glued to the screen because there is a lot of action going on. And yeah, and I'm Carlitos. I'm glad you brought up the fact that you got like basically 10,000 bullets flying all over the place, and nobody on the good guy's side really gets hit. Everybody else on the bad guy's side gets leveled.
Luis Guzman,
So-
man.
Guzman is the man. I love that guy.
Guzman got a few
He
kills in
always-
himself.
Yeah, he makes everything better, regardless.
Uh,
So
Yeah, it was
Let me- I just
Let's
want-
go for the goose. Go for the Guzman.
Yeah.
That's very true. So I'm giving this a very tepid treat. You're not going to see anything here that you haven't seen in anything else. There is nothing new. Absolutely nothing new in this film. You've seen it someplace else, I guarantee it. But it's worth a watch just for the action sequences.
All right.
And so it's a tepid treat for me.
All right. I can respect that. It wasn't your bag, but you know, you can appreciate the art, so I appreciate that. All right, Raven Shadow.
Yes, it's an action movie, but I think it was a dope ass balls to the wall action movie with some great actors, great fight sequences, great gun fu. It was badass shit, and it doesn't necessarily end the way that the cliched action movies would end. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, I mean, I wish it was something more interesting, like a hockey mask, machete wielding villain killing campers.
Well, there were hockey mask demons.
There were.
Yeah, but dude, those movies don't pretend to be something that they're not.
I don't think this was trying to be Casablanca. I think it was trying to fucking
Casablanca.
Be a badass, dope action flick.
I think actually, by your admission, MZ, this is exactly what it was trying to be.
Lick-a-doo.
All right, go ahead.
But that doesn't mean that it's revolutionary.
No,
it's not.
Well, it didn't say it was going to.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's claiming it's revolutionary. It's a standard action movie with over the top action and violent scenes that you don't typically get in this style of film. Like big budget with big actors, you know.
Right. Big. I mean, like this knocks fucking every flaw from Die Hard out the box. You know what I mean? This knocks Lethal Weapon out the. I mean, Lethal Weapon is a
Wait,
fucking.
Are you saying
bike
that
ride.
this movie? Are you saying that this movie is better than Die Hard?
I'm not saying better. I'm saying in terms of more
action, right? Robust
explosions,
action.
More robust, right? More in your face. Like it's not a like to like comparison, but in the action genre, I think it's a pretty dope picture, and I was happy with the ending. Like it just there's no. It's a bad. Everyone had a bad night. You know, there's the Dark Knight. This is the bad night.
The bad night.
And you know, Merry Christmas. You know, and that is
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yeah, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Fucking. So yeah, I would say this is a fucking dope ass bombastic treat.
All right. For me, this is a treat. I love seeing that, you know, something like this is readily available to watch on Netflix. I think that this is a standard action fare. Yes, it's a standard story. It follows a lot of the same tropes, but I feel like Gareth Evans takes it in a direction that is not predictable because the action is bombastic and over the top and violent, and that's his hallmark. And he adds just enough of that flavor to make this kind of movie a cut above, you know, for me anyways. And yeah, I love some of the scenes. I think that chase in the beginning is fucking phenomenal. The nightclub scene, the cabin scene, there's some really standout scenes in this, and you know, some good character beats and character moments as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. And you know, if you're into action movies at all, you know, whether it's The Raid or whether it's like, you know, Lethal Weapon or Die Hard, what we're talking about, like, then definitely this is worth a view, I think. And because it's got all that, but it does it at a high level. You know, it's a standard action movie that really fucking overdoes it and does it at a high level. So yeah, definitely check it out. It's on Netflix. I mean, if you subscribe, well, you know, what else? What else you gonna watch? There's nothing on there. I'm just kidding. I mean, there's a lot of shit, but yeah, definitely.
Like, and not a knock to any of those movies either. But this is just I think High Level is a great comparison.
Yeah. So there you go. Check it out. Havoc. All right, Carlitos, how about you? Why don't we're calling in the closer, calling the bullpen. Let's call in the closer, and Carlitos, give us your verdict.
Well, in terms of who here I'm most in line with, it'd probably be you, Wolfie. In terms of this, what the Gareth Evans scale of action movies, I probably would follow this on. This is more of a lateral move for him, not the next level type of thing. I don't think we've seen that yet. Cliches aside, I thought the story was good. I thought the performances were good. I like the look of it. I think shoot, I just lost my train of thought now. What I'm trying to say is that if you look, I mean, you take in a standard story, and what Gareth Evans trying to do is, or what he does is that, like, if you see any other action movie with this kind of story that's whether it's released on Netflix or even in the theaters. Gareth Evans' action directing takes it to another level. He just does.
Yeah.
The way he shoots it, the way he cuts it. I love his edits. He's got really cool edits. And there was a little bit of John Woo slow-mo in this too. So
Yeah.
So yeah, this is definitely a treat. There's just, if you just want to sit back and watch an action picture, this is it. It's also pretty violent. I don't think we were really touched on that too much. There's a lot of heads getting bashed in. There was the scene where a guy gets shot up, and then they show the bullet holes in his face as he's lying down.
Yeah. That was amazing.
Yeah, and he's still kind of alive, but he has all these huge bullet holes in his face. You get that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, I do like this. This is not, like I said, it's not a step back for him. I was worried it might be, but it's not. But it's it's good Gareth Evans stuff, and definitely check it out. I would say definitely check it out.
All right, there you have it. That is our discussion on Havoc, and you can check it on Netflix, the latest Gareth Evans flick. All right, now let's just jump right into the next one because no need to do the music all over again and all that. But we're going to talk about the film Ash. This film is rated R. It is 95 minutes. It is directed by Flying Lotus, and it is written by Johnny Remler. And the film stars Aiza Gonzalez, Aaron Paul, Iko Uwais. Speaking of fucking raid movies, Iko, man.
I know, right? Iko.
I kind of wish Iko was in.
For him, huh?
Yeah, I kind of wish he was in this movie in Havoc instead, but that's okay. Kate Elliott, Flying Lotus also had a little cameo, and Beulah Cole. The synopsis: a woman wakes up on a distant planet and finds the crew of her space station viciously killed. Her investigation into what happened sets in motion a terrifying chain of events. So this is definitely a departure for Flying Lotus from what we know of his work previously. For those who don't know, Flying Lotus, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, got his start as a musician. I know he is a musician. I assume that's where he got his start. And also, I thought this was really interesting. I didn't know this, but he's the great nephew of John Coltrane, which is fucking crazy. That's some fucking pedigree for you. And so let's see here. Yeah, so this was his follow-up to the film Kuso, which we did, as we mentioned, we did it several years ago. I think we said 9 years ago, 8 or 9 years ago.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So let me just pull up his directing credits real quick. I knew he did a VHS segment. Yeah, that's right. So he did Kuso was his debut film in 2017, and then he did one of the shorts in VHS 99. It was called Ozzy's Dungeon, and I believe that was the one, the dog cages, right? Was that the one?
No. That
Okay.
was the most recent one.
Okay. Oh, okay. Trying to remember what. Oh, I think I remember. That was like the like the game show one.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the game show one. Yeah, that one was okay. Definitely a little bit different than Kuso. But this is his follow-up feature, and it's definitely different. Like, this is definitely a different thing for him, and it still has that very artistic style. Like, absolutely has that artistic style, and it's more of a narrative film as opposed to, Kuso is just kind of all over the place. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was like an anthology where the stories all kind of linked up a little bit or something. But anyways, yeah. So let's jump in and let's talk about Ash. So Carlitos, what made you choose this film for us to discuss?
So I was running around with my head cut off, trying to decide which second movie I was going to pick because I was so focused on Havoc that I forgot I had to pick a second movie for this. So, which is the one that you told me that was not that you guys did already was Heretic.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't seen it yet and I've been wanting to see it. But then I remembered that I saw the trailer for this movie and I go, oh, I don't think you guys did this. So, and I'm a big, if there's a subgenre that I like the most of horror, that I like the most, it'd be the sci-fi horror genre. So I remember seeing the trailer for this. I was like, okay, all right, perfect. I like these kind of movies. I'll pick this. And it's not very long. And there you go.
All right.
And it's by Flying Lotus. So I thought it'd be an interesting conversation from there.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. All right, so there you go. That's the reason. Now let's jump in and do some first impressions, starting with MZ.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell I watched.
I knew that was
I don't
coming
know
from
what-
somebody.
I have no idea what I watched. And I'm not going to say it's this film, but a lot of other films that we have reviewed and other films that, that we haven't reviewed that I just watch on my own personal time. I hate it when movies start in the middle. To me, it feels like it starts in the middle of something, and the discussions between the characters are supposed to make the viewer feel like we should already know what the hell they're talking about and the situation that they're in and the vernacular they use. And that drives me up a fucking wall. And that is what we got here. And I'm like 10 minutes in and I'm like, I have absolutely no idea what the hell they're talking about. Like zero, none. I figured maybe as if the film continues, I might catch up and drop a little, dialogue might drop a little hint here and there as to what the situation is. I got none of that. I didn't know what the hell I was watching. It was driving me up a fucking wall. From what I gathered out of it, it looks like it's supposed to be some sort of I don't want to say a ripoff because I don't want to say that because it's not. But it's not an homage either to Alien.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, there's some Alien in here. There's some Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan in here. But if I was to point, but I mean, if you were to ask me what the hell this movie was about right now, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I have no clue what happened in this movie.
I hate when you have COVID. Will you stop getting it, please?
Yeah, I know. I'm stuffed up. I can't help it. I sound terrible. I know. So I'll stop talking. Someone else talks.
No, it just changes your mind.
It changes my mind.
You get COVID mind.
COVID mind.
Yeah, COVID in the brain.
Yeah.
Insane in the COVID brain.
In the COVID brain.
Raven Shadow, you are just Raven Shadow, you are just so full of the brown stuff, you cheap Jimmy Hart knockoff.
What?
Damn.
Wow.
That was
Raven Shadow was
fucking
shocked at
mean,
that.
dude.
Like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Somebody's grumpy tonight, man.
That fucking that was mean, dude.
Jimmy Hart ripoff.
Knockoff.
Knockoff. Sorry.
Knockoff. Yeah, yeah. Get the insult right, motherfucker.
I think ripoff's actually worse.
All right, yeah. I'm the Tubi Jimmy Hart.
Tubi
That's
Jimmy
my first
Hart.
impression.
Okay. Holy shit. All right, Raven Shadow. Go ahead, your first impression.
I don't know how I can. I've been embarrassed and insulted in front of Carlitos. That's dope. So, all right, I'm going to echo the sentiments of my friend, where I think this movie does play in some tropes. I mean, yes, there's some, it definitely, whatever the fuck. But I think I like the actors involved. It wasn't as gross as their previous work. It's stuff we've seen before, but I thought, I don't know, there were elements in it that I was into. So I was along for the ride. And I like that boy from the Breaking the Bad.
The Breaking the Brad.
The Breaking the Bad.
Brad.
That boy good.
Breaking the Brad Draganoff.
Yeah, Brad Draganoff. And I saw him on Hot Wings on Hot Ones over the weekend. That was a good episode.
All right. I guess I'll go next. And I will say this movie looked really good. There was a lot of things I liked about it, but it definitely did test my patience a little bit. The narrative flow was challenging. Like, and not to say that, oh, you're dumb, you didn't get it. It's a choice. It's an interesting choice to do the narrative like this because, while it creates a bit of a mystery, in a sense, it keeps the viewer in the dark for maybe too long. And I feel like if you're not connected or engaged with the film, you're gonna be lost. If you're engaged and you're into it, cool. Like, you'll be along for the ride. But it really tests your patience as to like getting to that point and hopefully not losing you until it gets something a little bit more meaty, so to speak, So, I mean, I actually think Flying Lotus has a career ahead of him as a director. I think this one looked really cool. There's a lot of really interesting visuals and motifs, but I think it's also a little bit too reliant on CGI, which I think hinders it a bit.
Yep.
There's a scene when I can't remember the Aiza Gonzalez, the main character there. Rhea, played by Aiza Gonzalez. There's a scene when she's like laying down on like a table and there's like this like device that's like working on her face, and it actually didn't look bad for CGI, but it is so clearly CGI that it's just a little distracting. For CGI, I thought it looked really quite good. Like, it just shows how far we've come, but it still is that sort of like, it just doesn't quite look right, and it doesn't fit with what we're seeing. So it is a little bit of a stretch to look at it and think, oh, that's a real thing. No, you can clearly tell it's CGI. So for me, I mean, that kind of bothers me a little bit, even though CGI is getting better and generally it looked pretty good. But that's in a vacuum. If you look at it in the scene with what's going on, then it just looks out of place, I think. So, and just an observation. It's not necessarily a nitpick, but yeah, I think overall it is a pretty standard fare. Like, we've seen this kind of story before, not really, like blazing any new trails or anything like that. The performances were okay. Like, I don't have a connection to Aaron Paul really, because I haven't seen Breaking Bad. I've seen him in a handful of things. I think he's fine. But I just didn't really connect with his character very much. Just a little like stiff. I think that's how the character's supposed to be played, though. It's not his acting ability necessarily. Just kind of what you're getting out of the character. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for first impression. I mean, it's an impressive film in some respects, but in other respects, it's a bit of a test of one's patience to see if they're along for the ride or not. And I feel like they could have done a better job of kind of bridging that gap between keeping it a mystery and giving the viewer a little bit more to keep them interested. So, all right, Carlitos, first impression?
So I wasn't bothered by the slow pace of this one. I was actually fairly engaged throughout. Um, I enjoyed the visuals. I really liked the flashbacks that she was having
Yep.
because they were
Those were cool.
she was getting these. Yeah, she was getting some pretty crazy imagery in the form of her flashbacks. Like you get
those
these
were good.
her people that she knew, and then they just distort. It's not like a dissolve, but they just kind of explode in a weird shape or something like that. Um, but the visuals I liked and enjoyed. Flying Lotus seemed to have gone to the same school as Pano Cosmatos in terms of lighting.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Yeah, using the same colored lighting and gels and all that, similar to Mandy anyway. And I also like the little touches in the film. There, these little prop details, like like when she was getting the medical patches that she puts on her neck, and the way it presented the instructions as these really cartoony anime style instructions.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the happy anime girls like being all
Right,
smiling.
right.
Hey, over. They also look like condom packets too. So I thought that's what she was getting at first.
I never used them.
But and then the medical robot too, and the way the interface was on that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like this happy robot thing, kind of cartoony little kind of thing. I mean, yeah, it's a very tropey movie, but and I was able to follow the story. I never really had questions of what was going on. I knew what it presented to me was okay, something happened and she has amnesia, and Aaron Paul's character kind of comes in and explains that he's there to rescue her, but there's shit going on that they need to take care of or they're gonna die kind of type of thing. And can she trust him and can he trust her? And then we start getting more flashbacks and it starts to slowly unfold, and you're getting a little bit more, especially with her flashbacks. So I as far as slow paced and being able to follow a story, I never had any real issues with that.
All right. What else can we say about this? I guess there's pretty decent amount of horror imagery, especially in some of the flashbacks, which I thought was cool. You know, I liked a lot of that stuff. Definitely did keep your interest in that regard. So even when interest started to wane a little bit, that might kind of pull you back in and be like, oh shit, okay, you know. And seeing some of the like horrible ways, you know, or ways people looked after they died, you know, in the flashbacks, I thought was really effective. The setting was cool, like the you know, the ship and all that I thought looked pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, anything else you guys call out specifically? Like, I feel like there's not a lot to talk about with this movie, especially without spoiling it, you know?
Yeah. It is a very heavy CGI film. It relies a lot on CGI background shots, the medical robot thing where all those little utensils come out of the arm and everything like that. You know, it not only is it very CGI heavy, it's not very good CGI either. It's very run of the mill. Texturing isn't really taken into account here, where you know you got all the CGI and you got a very small cast, by the way. You got all this CGI and the texture of the CGI does not match the texture of the people that are inside the scene. And it almost comes off like Manborg, but Manborg knows
more like
that it's
asshole.
Manborg. Yep, exactly. But Manborg knows what it is. This film thinks it knows what it is, but it really isn't. Okay. The acting is at best. Because honestly, I really don't give a damn about anybody in this movie. There's nobody to care about in this movie. Maybe what was her name? Leah?
Rhea, I think.
Rhea. Maybe Rhea. You know, another thing I had the one problem I had with her, and I know this is gonna piss off somebody, probably Wolfie if I know him, is that I don't know what her role was. Like, I don't know what her rank was, if she had a rank at all or whatever. But I mean, you look at her, very attractive girl, right? You know, fair, good complexion, full lips, nice
Jesus
hair, the whole
Christ.
bit.
Are we talking about
No.
a spread? What the fuck? Full lips? Holy
Childbearing
shit.
hips. Yeah, it's good.
Childbearing
Yeah.
hips. Great legs.
And
Great
it's like, yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, she, there is the possibility that you could be taking her seriously, but it's somewhat highly unlikely simply because of the way she looks.
What? Wait a second.
See?
Wait.
What'd I tell
No,
you?
no, no.
What'd I tell you?
Everyone
See?
believe
Wait, you can't take a
woman-
woman seriously because she looks pretty?
No. In this situation,
It's
this
face
is this.
I just
may
want to make
very-
sure I'm understanding.
No, that's why. See, I told you Wolfie would go nuts, and no, I'm saying, in this particular instance, that's what I'm saying. Anything, I believe it can happen anywhere else. And I'm fine with it. But for some reason, in this particular movie, I just don't buy it. I just don't buy it. Maybe that's accredited to her performance in the film. I don't know. Because honestly, I had no idea what she did or what she was doing or what anybody was doing in this movie because I didn't care. Because the beginning just had me plopped in the middle of a plot and forced me to understand what the hell was going on with the vernacular that they used, with the technology that surrounds them, and we're all supposed to understand what the hell it means right off the bat, so we can get into the movie right away. Because as Carlito says, it's not a short movie, but I mean, it's got a better running time than Havoc does. Still, I just have a really hard time dealing with this particular character in this movie. I just had a hard time believing her.
Joshua Libre says Buck Rogers has a lot of hot space people.
Buck Rogers was a 1970 sci-fi TV show. Not a whole lot of believability was thrusted into those programs.
Aaron
believe
Gray,
me.
right?
Yeah,
Aaron
great
Gray.
Aaron Gray.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Oh, God.
Wilma During.
Oh shit. Okay, what what else? What else you guys got?
We get an eco fight.
What's that?
We get an eco
The
fight.
flashback sequences were
Yeah.
cool though, as brief as they were, and they were brief.
You get a-
Unfortunately, I wish they were longer. I wish there was more of them. But the flashback sequences were cool.
Yeah, I agree. I think
I mean,
a lot
I
of them were
didn't-
really cool.
I think the
I
one
didn't
movie,
think any-
like, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, Cody, just go. You go.
I was just saying, I think the one movie that wasn't directed by Gareth Evans, we get an Eco Reyes fight.
I know, right?
Yeah, so,
That's a shame, man. It should have happened in the other one.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the character's attractiveness did not impede my thought that they had a role in the organization. I'm a mark for dialogue scenes where the team is like together being, in their just chilling mode. So I like seeing the team, with the dinner and learning about their mission, about what they were going to say to upon first contact, maybe with the alien race, if I got that correctly, and the one person made the line like, "Oh, maybe we don't fuck it up this time," which seemed to resonate to me. Again, is there Alien, sure. Is there John Carpenter's thing? Sure. I just finally watched fucking what's that fucking movie? Fucking A. Fucking A.
What fucking movie?
Never heard of it.
Fucking A. I don't know. I've never heard that. Who directed that?
Event Horizon. Event Horizon.
Oh yeah.
I just finally watched Event Horizon. With like space madness. But
Space.
Space.
What, Ren and Stimpy Space Madness?
Yes. You stupid idiot. But I like some of the effects, the practical, the suit, like the suits. The gore was fucking
Oh, the
dope.
suits were good.
Suits were good, and we definitely saw someone get their face exploded.
Yeah, that's true.
That was a surprise.
That was good.
Like a lot of scissor violence.
Scissor violence. not what you think, but
Yeah, not like open your clothes, not like torpedo.
There's a lot of
not
scissors.
scissoring, but scissors in the face.
Right.
For your troubles.
Yeah.
Didn't see that in the thing.
Creepy Girl, sorry, this is like 10 minutes ago. She said, I agree with MZ. I felt like we didn't get to know anybody, and you don't get to know anybody, so you don't care about anybody. And Joshua Libre also says, why was Aiza channeling her inner Barbarella?
Oh.
Oh yeah, Barbarella.
All right. Well, I do want to wrap this up because we have a couple voice messages. I'd hope MZ could stick around, but what do you guys say? Anything else?
I'll save it a wrap up. Unless you guys have.
Go ahead.
No, please, Collectus, please.
Oh, MZ wasn't appreciative of the practical effects at the end, towards the end. The creature.
I always appreciate practical effects, especially if it's in a film that's surrounded with CGI. So I'll tip a hat to that.
All right.
Well, they appreciate that.
They're not going to appreciate what my verdict is.
All right, so let's go right to the verdict. No music. We played it already. So MZ, you don't have to delay any longer. What's the verdict?
Yeah, let's not sugarcoat this. This is a trick. A big waste of time. Not worth your time, not worth your energy, and certainly not worth your money. There's far better sci-fi horror films out there that you've probably seen 500 times already. Watch those. Don't watch this.
All right, Michael Ram Channel. Michael Ram Channel. Hello. Hello. All right, that's fucking weird. You there?
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hear you now. Yes.
That was so weird. Last week at this time, 11:30. That's when I lost you guys. That's so fucking weird, right?
Oh yeah.
Shit.
This time you guys came back, but I don't know what it is about 11:30 on Thursdays. I wonder if my computer has like some
timer.
Sometimes I just mean if it does some like some scheduled maintenance or something that I don't realize it does. Anyways, go ahead, Raven Shadow. We didn't hear anything because
All right. Just Monster Zero is just so full of hate. It's crazy. Again, there's elements of this definitely movie as taken tropes, but I thought it was a dope execution of some cool set pieces, some really good gore, characters who might have familiar behavior, but I liked all the actors in this, and I would like to see what they do next. Yeah, I think Flying Lotus, definitely down for what he does. Whoever the fuck, as a collective, as a single person,
It's a single
whatever they do
person.
next.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just glad it wasn't as gross as previous installments.
Wow. All right.
So,
All right.
yeah. So I would give it I would give this a treat, and I'm glad I watched this. And
Wow.
the fuck,
I am actually very surprised. Okay.
yeah, I dug it, man.
All right. For me, I'm on the fence about this. I love the way it looked. I liked a lot about it, but ultimately I wasn't engaged enough to really kind of pull it all together for me at the end. I'll give it. Oh man, I'm gonna give it a tepid treat because it's really pretty. I really like the way it looks, and there is some things I really enjoy about it. But it's sort of that thing where it is a sort of an endurance test to see if you're really fully checked in or not. And who knows? Maybe in a different week, this movie works better for me. But, after a rough week, I wasn't as engaged in this. So that's why I feel like it's almost like there's enough here. And because there was a lot going on, I wasn't fully able to focus. So could feel differently about it. But that's why I'll go tepid treat. And yeah, it's definitely not for everybody. It is a more realized film than we've seen from Flying Lotus in the past, and I really do hope he continues down this path of doing a more narrative-driven film with his, trademark, like style, like his colorful style and his music and everything. So yeah, I think we're gonna get a really good Flying Lotus movie in the near future. So yeah, tepid treat for me. How about you, Carlitos?
I was just reading a quote from a critic on Rotten Tomatoes that kind of sums up what people may feel this movie. If you're into it, you're into it. If not, just turn the screen off and listen to the soundscape.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, I'm in total opposite of MZ's feelings of this movie. I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. I was pretty engaged from the start. I understood what was going on. I wasn't confused really at all, to be honest. I did like the look. I did like the soundscape and the soundtrack. I don't think it had the synth soundtrack that we've been hearing a lot, but I don't know if I ever heard it in a space movie before. It's usually during modern times or yeah. So I appreciated that, and I think it fits that a lot. The CGI didn't really bother me. It never stood out, and and I don't like bad CGI either. But this here wasn't really an issue for me as well. I like how things unfolded, and and especially since it's such a slow moving movie, things really did pick up towards the end and kind of ended in a satisfying way for me. So yeah, this is a treat for me. I'd say go see it. Actually, I did buy it, but it was on sale. It was only $10
All right, there you go.
on Amazon. So
nice. Yeah, and it's going to be hitting Shudder on June 20th. So if you're curious, you don't want to do the VOD on this, and you want to just wait, it's going to be hitting Shudder in like 3 weeks. So you can always hold out for that. All right, so
just to call back the score,
yeah,
there was a score at one point that reminded me of the Brood, and that like wow wow at a certain point that I popped for.
Let's see. All right. Oh, I see. I was looking for Casual Noob's video. It wasn't coming up on his channel because it's a short. That's why. Okay. I found it. All right, cool. So we're going to play that in just a second here. But first, let me talk about what we're doing for next week. So next week, this is a film that I've been wanting to do for a while, and it just got announced it's going to be hitting VOD on June 3rd. So just in time, it'll be hitting VOD on Tuesday. So we usually don't watch our movies till Tuesday or Wednesday anyway, so that shouldn't be a problem for us. It is a premium VOD, so sorry guys. I know some people ask for some cheaper stuff, especially a casual noob, but it is still playing in theaters if you want to go check it out. And that is Ryan Coogler's film Sinners.
Oh shit!
Carlitos is shaking his head. You knew what it was, Carlitos?
Yeah, I knew it. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Have you seen it yet?
I have not. I've been wanting to, but yeah, I'm holding out.
Yep. So it'll be hitting VOD June 3rd. That is Tuesday, June 3rd. It is premium VOD, so invite some friends over, gather the family together, get a few people, have everyone pitch in a few bucks, and 20. I think it's $20. But there you go. So yeah, Sinners, starring Michael B. Jordan, and let's see, who else is in this movie?
Michael B. Jordan squared, I think, right?
Delroy fucking Lindo. Holy shit! Yeah. Delroy Lindo.
Fucking Lando.
Delroy fucking Lindo. That's a fucking treat.
Oh, treat.
All right, so yeah.
Treat. I'm gonna fuck.
So next week we will be checking out Sinners from director Ryan Coogler. So if you have seen it, go ahead and send us a voice message. If you are going to see it on VOD, send us a voice message, podcast@trickortreatradio.com. And yeah, I've heard, there's been some really, really positive things about this.
Yeah.
Be curious to see what we all think. And it's a hefty one, 2 hours 17 minutes. Just FYI, Raven Shadow. I know you're always a little concerned about length, so
I am concerned about length.
And by the way, Creepy Girl says I hated it too regarding Ash, apparently. So
wow.
A lot of hate for Ash. But hey.
It's definitely mixed.
Yeah.
Definitely get some mixed feelings, yeah.
Yep. MZ, I was hoping we could get through this, but it's 11:36. What are you gonna book?
I could go through one.
Okay. So, oh man, that's a tough one. I don't know who. Do you want to pick, or do you want me to pick? Because you might show favoritism, I guess.
You pick.
Okay.
Oh shit! Pick the one he liked. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna pick the one. Well, actually, MZ's met 2 of these people in person, so I can't. I was gonna pick the one person he met in person, but anyways,
I'll call from Will Smith.
I'll play. Yeah, Will Smith. I'll play this one here first.
Chris Pratt and Will Smith.
Chris Pratt.
All right, let's hear from Evil Corny.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Barely.
Hey guys, I hadn't got around to see Ash yet. Can't wait till that comes out on Shudder. But I did see Havoc a couple weeks ago. Loved the hell out of that movie. Might be one of my favorite shoot 'em ups that I've probably seen in a long time.
Nice.
Everything having to do with that club scene in this film was amazing. The woman with the machine gun was a badass.
Oh yeah.
And also how Tom Hardy took her out in that film. In its film was amazing.
Yeah.
You'll have a good one. I am giving Havoc a treat. Like I said, I love the hell out of it. Evil Corny out. What up, Carlito?
What up, Corny?
Later.
Hey.
Yeah.
Get the delayed what up? Awesome.
All right, Corny. Thanks for calling in, man. And yeah, glad you dug Havoc. And all right, MZ.
All right.
Go ahead. Say goodbye.
Okay.
Do your thing.
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
Goodbyes, yes.
Leave. Get out.
Arrivederci, douchebags. And Carlitos, thanks for joining us, man.
No problem, brother.
All right, good seeing you.
Yep.
All right, bud.
All right, take care, man.
All right, MZ.
Right.
See you, man. Take care.
All right, guys.
Get better.
I'll see you next week.
All right.
Right.
All right, enjoy the COVID.
Hey,
Is that like
I hate this fucking thing. I hate it with a passion.
4-time COVID
All
champ?
See
He
ya.
loves it,
All right.
dude.
I'll see you guys next week.
All right, man. See you.
All right, see you, buddy.
Bye.
Raven Shadow, is that what you're going to say now instead of enjoy the guilt? Enjoy the COVID?
Yeah. Did he get any vaccines? Like, really? Like,
I think he
why
did.
is
I think he did.
getting-
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you can still get it, you know?
Yeah.
I get it, but like, knock on the wood, knock on the bar,
Knock on the mahogany.
knock on the mahogany. Yeah. I haven't
Yeah,
got
COVID's no joke. I had it the second time, man. It put me. out.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I'm vaccinated, and I think I had it worse than the first time.
Ugh.
Damn.
My legs were like, I couldn't walk. I was in bed all day.
Oh, legit, dude.
Like I never left it. I was just like,
Oh, man, that sucks.
I want COVID to get out of gym.
To get out of gym? What do you mean?
I got mono back in the day. That was dope. I had no gym.
Oh, okay. I got you. I was like, wait a second. What? You weren't in school.
Like gym
when-
class.
Yeah.
No. But like mono was dope because I get to stay home for like a week.
A month?
My mom rented a bunch of. Yeah.
Most people get it for like a month.
I'm not sure what it was, but
My
I didn't.
brother had it. I think he missed school for like 3 or 4 weeks.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I could sit on the bench.
it's like he's now behind. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. I'm gonna pull in Casual Noob.
Casual Nizoops.
Put him over here.
What a young brother.
Stylish there.
I know. Look at he's rocking
Yeah.
the Mets shirt.
Yeah.
Look at that. I'm actually curious who you got on that. Who's is that Bobby Bonilla day? you got a number 22 Juan Soto yet? What do you got?
Oh shit.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, Juan Soto caused some fucking commotion.
What Raven Chat, who's your favorite Met? Probably Darryl Strawberry for doing
Darryl Strawberry.
lines
Darryl
of,
Strawberry.
lines
Yeah,
of
dude.
coke
Yeah,
up and down the base paths, right?
Anyone who does that much fucking petaquito, I'm fucking down with, man. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, okay. He just said it's Pete Alonso. He's got that's a good one.
Yeah, Enrico Palazzo.
Rico Palazzo. No, it's fucking Polar Bear, man.
Oh shit.
Polar Bear, the home run champion. Let me see. Casual Noob had made a few comments, and he said, The Immortals, that's the Eric Roberts movie, he says The Immortals is about a group of people who have AIDS and are hired to commit a brazen robbery because they have nothing to lose. Wow.
Wait. That's a lot to unpack.
Wow. Yeah. That is a lot to unpack. I feel like you couldn't make that movie now.
I don't think.
Like teachers' aides.
Yeah. He also says, Carlitos, do you think Nicolas Cage's career jumped the shark when he did the Dead by Daylight DLC character, or do you think he is a timeless classic?
No, I think he's a timeless classic.
Yeah.
I think I don't think it did anything to his career. I think he just kind of showed up. Hey, it's funny that he plays himself and not a character.
I know, right? Yeah.
So
and at first I thought he, like, when I saw the trailer, I was like, is he going to be a monster? Like what are they going to do? But yeah, he was always a survivor. So I thought that was.
Yeah, he's a survivor.
And let's see. I don't know what this is a reference to, but he says, is that a Ron Jeremy movie, Raven Shadow? I'm not sure it was a little bit ago. So
I'm not sure. I'm fascinated. I want to answer the question, but I'm not sure what it was.
Oh, he did say, I will splurge for sinners. All right, Casual Noob. I know you're trying to save the money for the Switch 2, but
such a young brother.
Raven Shadow, don't worry.
He has it pre-ordered.
Yeah, no shit, right? He says, Raven Shadow, don't worry about length as much as girth. That's fair, right?
Now I'm that's fair. I'm thinking about both though. That's like when you say don't think about something, now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. All right, well, let's let's check in with the man that we were talking about, Casual Noob, and
Now I'm thinking about baseball.
Is Bobby Bonilla Day your favorite day of the year?
Come on, Babo.
Hey, Bobby! Hey, Bobby!
Come on, Babo.
Call back.
Do you even know who Bobby Bonilla is?
Yeah, I went
And
to high
why
school
he
with
has
him.
his own day?
He's a good boy.
I don't
he's
know
a good
why he has
brother. I
that
don't
own
know.
day, but I know who he is.
So the Mets signed him to a deferred contract. So he hasn't played baseball in like it's something ridiculous, like 15, 16, 17 years. I can't remember when. But he's been getting paid, and he continues to get paid until I think 2029 because they deferred
See,
his
I need
contract.
that contract.
Yeah,
I
so
need one of those.
he gets like $1 million every year on that's why on the same day. That's why people call it Bobby Bonilla Day.
Oh, what a smart brother.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, pay me to not come in.
$1 million a year.
I think that's what it was. Let me see.
He doesn't have to do shit.
I would do it for so much cheaper.
Well, you have to be
I'll
good
do
at
it for half of that.
You have to be good at baseball to get the contract in the first place. So, Bobby Bonilla Day is an annual event celebrated on July 1st. It commemorates the New York Mets paying Bobby Bonilla a portion of his remaining contract, which is structured as deferred payment plan with annual interest. The Mets agreed to pay Bonilla $1.19 million annually on July 1st from 2011 through 2035. So it's 2035.
Dang, he's set for
24 years.
And he's what, in his 50s now?
He's got to be, I think, yeah.
He's got to be like close to even 60. He was a rookie in 86.
Yeah, he's let's see, 62 right now. Yeah, 62.
Yeah.
Where's his fucking movie?
He's retired. You didn't.
It should be Bobby Bonilla Day, and it'll be like fucking it'll be like Groundhog Day, where like he just gets $1 million like every day, and we just see how he spends it.
Oh, you get a
It's
ring?
just,
That's awesome. I get a fucking $1 million a year till I'm fucking from 86 till I'm fucking 60.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's awesome.
There's like a
Just give me fucking 70,000 a year.
All right, let's check in with Casual Noob and let's see what he's got to say about. I think he's talking about Havoc, but let's check.
Hello, all. I just watched Havoc on Netflix.
Thank you.
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Very good. Definitely a treat. I have to say, out of all the movies we've watched the last couple of weeks, this had the most blood and gore, and it was not a horror movie. It
That's
was
true.
an
Yeah.
action, crime, drama, suspense, whatever you would want to call it. Everything but horror. And it had more blood and guts and gore than pretty much everything else we've watched. Very enjoyable. Tom Hardy played a great part. Great cop. You know, he was that down on his luck kind of cop. Family problems, estranged from family, blah blah blah. But you know, had a conscience. Was trying to do right by whoever he was trying to do right by. Yeah. So enjoyed this. Keep suggesting it. Sorry I missed last week's episode. I will submit my makeup homework of my review of Dead Male sometime in the next couple of weeks if you guys want me to.
Yeah, man.
Send it in so you guys can play it as a. I don't know. You don't have to. It's okay. But yeah, I didn't watch it yet. Anyway, this is Casual Noob Cybot signing out. Hello, all.
Oh, started playing. All right, Casual Noob. Thanks, man. It's good to hear from you, and glad you dug it. And yeah, he did bring up a good point that we hadn't talked about, that this was probably one of the more bloody films that we've seen in a while.
Yeah.
I don't think he's seen The Night Comes for Us yet.
I was going to say that. Yeah.
Yeah. Casual Noob, if you haven't yet, check out, it's on Netflix. Yeah. Check out The Night Comes for Us. It is in this vein, but like if this is up to 11, that's up to like infinity. That is
22.
It's one of the greatest movies ever. Timo is
Even
the
Havoc
fucking
was
man.
gory.
Yeah. That movie, legit, when we talked about it, we were like, is this the bloodiest movie we've ever seen? You know, we were like wondering if it was the most violent, bloody film we've ever seen.
And it's funny, that's what frustrated me a little bit about MZ's fucking conversation, where like he even said that Night Comes for Us was fucking the bloodiest fucking movie. Even he's a fucking nut.
Yeah, he is a nut.
Not that it's a fucking like to like comparison, but like this had more gore than fucking Candyman. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd
And
say
probably
so.
most fucking Jason movies. You know?
Oh yeah, definitely more. The whole franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
All right, we got one more voice message and then we'll close things out. Here's a comment from the man we're about to hear from. He just posted in the chat room. He says, "Holy shit, I need to see the Immortals now." Yeah,
right? Yeah.
It sounds ridiculous.
I think we all do.
Actually, let me look it up. I want to see who else is in this
Marion.
fucking movie.
We're gonna get the Immortals.
Yeah, you're right. It's got to be on Tubi. It's not Immortals from 2011 with Henry Cavill and Mickey Rourke. It is The Immortals.
I want to watch. That's what I'm doing Sunday. I'm
Double
watching
feature.
Yeah.
Okay, so The Immortals from 1995, rated R, starring Eric Roberts, Joey Pantoliano, Tony fucking Curtis is in this.
No, well, I think he had AIDS.
I think you're right. Tia
Am I wrong? I'm not trying to be a dick.
Tia Carrere, Tia Carrere, Clarence Williams III.
Stop it.
William Forsythe.
Wolfie.
Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Kieran Mulroney. What the fuck?
Dylan McDermott.
And Pee Wee Piemonte, whoever that is.
And Pee Wee Herman. What the fuck?
Here's here's the here's the synopsis. Knitting. All right, a seedy nightclub owner recruits 8 violent gangsters for an elaborate heist. But when they all begin to compare notes, they find their pawns in a dangerous game of double cross.
Oh, it's a deadly game.
Wow, it's actually like some pretty good reviews of it. Yeah. Here's just one user review. It says, "My words speak for themselves. Crime at its best." And then it says, "Surprisingly, Quentin Tarantino is not the only man that can create a criminal movie with an interesting plot." All right. Directed by Brian Grant, who, let's see, what else has he done?
Probably watch movies.
I don't see it on Tubi, but it is on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Is it The Immortal or The Immortals?
Immortals.
I feel that should have been The Expendables.
Yeah, no shit, right? He's directed a lot of music videos and some pretty fucking good ones too. And hold on, and he did an episode of the Red Shoe Diaries, Raven Shadow.
I'm talking about which one?
Shannon Tweed.
Shannon Tweed.
He was never on the Red Shoe Diaries, but
it was called
X-Files
It was called The Cake, season 3, episode 3.
Yeah, it was a good one.
That's a good one.
Is that euphemism?
Let's see. He did holy shit, this dude has done a shitload of videos. Like an amazing amount of music videos. Holy shit. Queen, M, that song Pop Music, Sparks.
Okay.
Dexy's Midnight Runners, XTC, Spandau Ballet, Kim Wilde, Olivia Newton-John. He did the fucking physical video for Olivia Newton-John.
Oh shit! Physical.
The Human League.
Physical.
Stevie Nicks, Talk, Ray Parker Jr.
Ghostbusters video?
He's did like 4 Queen videos, like 10 Olivia Newton-John videos. What the fuck?
Oh shit, 10.
No more. There's like literally like 15 listed here. Squeeze, Elvis Costello, ABC.
What?
Holy shit! He did the Shock the Monkey video by Peter Gabriel.
Stop it.
This is amazing. Thompson Twins, Talk, Bee Gees, Donna Summer, Rod Stewart, The Fix, Asia, Robin Gibb, Kenny Loggins, Juice Newton, Meatloaf, Tina Turner, Private Dancer,
Stop it.
38 Special, Duran Duran. He did the fucking music video for Footloose for Kenny Loggins.
Stop it.
This guy is a fucking legend. Let's get him on the show.
Joey Grizzly Vet.
Whitney Houston, Aretha Franklin, Van Halen, Why Can't This Be Love?
Dude.
What a fucking brother. Moody Blues,
Such a
Aretha
brother.
Franklin, Jody Watley, Dolly Parton, Donna Summer, Johnny Hates Jazz.
Is he sick? Can we call him right now?
More Olivia
Go
Newton-John.
back to the 70s?
He's done like 30 Olivia Newton-John videos. Samantha Fox, I Only Want to
didn't
Be
know
With
she
You.
had that many videos.
Dude.
Sheena Easton. I know you're losing your mind over the Samantha Fox thing.
I am. I remember getting that magazine back in the Dizzle.
Liza Minnelli.
The great Liza Minnelli.
This is unbelievable.
Tell him Carlito's on. Is he still with us?
Tell him. I don't know, actually. I'm going to look it up.
I'm going to friend him on Facebook. What's his name?
Brian Grant.
The great Brian Grant. Oh, maybe he's texting me now.
He was born in 1950. He doesn't list an end date, so I think he's still with us.
That's cool. I got confirmation that we have Immortals to watch.
Oh, from Marion.
Yeah.
Holy shit, this guy's a fucking legend, man. Yeah, Immortals.
Such a brother.
Who mentioned? Oh, that was Casual Noob mentioned it, right? Originally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Movie. Yeah.
Thank you, Casual Noob.
Yeah. Jeez. Wow, man. All right, the great.
Is he
Brian
still with
Grant.
us? Is he still alive?
He must be, because on IMDb it just lists a birth date, not a death date. So, all right. Well, we have one more voice message, and that's from Joshua Libre. Josh, I'm
Is it
sorry, I
from
don't
Brian-
know. I don't know if you can follow Brian Grant with all those fucking music videos, but if anyone can, it's Joshua Libre. So let's check in with the man.
Yo, what up, Trick or Treat Radio?
Yo.
Yo, what up, Carlitos? Just had to call in and leave a voicemail for the Carlitos Patreon takeover.
Yeah, boy.
I did see Havoc. I'm going to say treat. I love violence and I encourage violence, but only in movies. So I really enjoyed this movie, Havoc. It was dope. It's, just what I ordered. I want to see crazy ass action scenes, badass actors doing their badass shit. And this is not a story. This is a story that we've seen it before, but the way it's packaged, presented, a la Gareth Evans, makes it, somewhat unique in that way. So I enjoyed it. I had a great time. It was fun. Gunfighting, machete fighting, cleaver, knife fighting, head bashing.
Oh, cleaver.
It's got it all. And I learned a very valuable lesson from watching this movie, which is to, never steal refrigerators and never steal washing machines, because only bad things will happen. I enjoyed this movie. It was just what the doctor ordered. But yeah, really enjoyed it. Treat. I have not seen Ash. I was gonna see it. I made a reservation to watch it in the theaters. Something came up. I had to cancel it. And as an A-lister, I said, I need to cancel my appointment with this movie because I got shit to do. So I canceled it. And it, one of those things with movies now, it'll be out and in like a week, it'll be gone out of theaters. I hate that shit, so I never got a chance to see it in theaters. So I'm going to wait for it to come out on Shudder. And yeah, it looks dope. It's sci-fi. But a la Flying Lotus. So we'll see how that goes. But looking forward to it. And yeah, that's all I got. Can't wait to hear you guys break down these movies. And yeah, thank you guys for the time. Have a great show. Talk to you later. Bye.
Such a brother.
All right, Joshua Libre, great to hear from you, man. Hey, as an A-lister, it is, it's your prerogative to cancel if you want to,
Am I the only one that's blown away that he had a
cancel my reservation?
No, I love. He made a reservation. Is that what they do? What the kids call it nowadays?
Of course, he's an A-lister.
Yeah. What do you think he is? Jesus. What do you think he is, Raven Shadow?
I know he's the fucking man, but like I'm a nut. I just show up and hope I get a seat.
That's not how it works. When are you going to change it, man?
I'm not gonna, man. I don't know. I get anxiety. I get mad.
We know.
I get confused. I don't know. I'm like, who do I give my dollar bills to? And then I get looked at because I don't fucking swipe or tap or some fucking shit like that.
Swipe or tap.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for voice messages. Let me just actually double check.
Oh my god, everyone fucking came out swinging for Carlitos tonight. It's fucking dope.
Yep, that is it. Okay, let me check the chat rooms. Casual Noob says Shock the Monkey is in the movie.
Oh,
the song must be in the movie The Immortals.
Oh, fucking A, man.
All right, so I think that is. Let's see, one more chat room. Okay, yeah, I think we're clear on chat here. Oh, he says maybe a different song. Yeah, maybe not. We'll have to find out because we got to check out The Immortals sometime.
We're literally
watching it right now. You watching it right now?
Watch it. Yeah, I'm not going to work tomorrow. I'm gonna fucking show up. Fucking 11 o'clock. Noon, my nose bleeding, my hair fucked up. I don't give a fuck.
Jesus. All right. Well, that's going to do it. So, Carlitos, man, always a fucking blast to hang out with you. And you always pick some great flicks. And this one, obviously, Havoc, I'm so glad we got a chance to check out. We might have done it, and then there's a chance we might not have. And, but Carlitos coming in and righting all the wrongs. So glad you could choose that one for us, and glad we checked it out. And Ash too. I definitely wanted to see that one.
Yeah.
While it didn't necessarily work for me all the way through, there was a lot of really positive things about it. And I'm surprised Raven Shadow really dug it. That's cool.
Yeah, man. The fuck?
50-50 on him now. So
that's my boy, dude.
A little bit like Ash.
It's probably because I haven't gotten COVID so many times, or at all. He was out of his mind tonight, right? Like he was
a little bit, yeah, a little bit.
He was a little surly and burly.
He's probably aching from the COVID. I mean,
That's true.
I've had it. It's not fun. It's just not. It puts you out.
That's fair.
All right.
I don't know because my Italian, I just never got it, but I guess that's cool.
You know what, Carlitos? I actually just saw. I was looking to see what else came out in the last week or two, and there was a movie that I saw, and I was like, "Oh man, I wonder if Carlitos knew this one came out," because I feel like it's something you might have been interested in doing. Let me pull up shit.
I have an idea what it might be, but I ultimately decided against it. But I want to see what you say.
Okay. I can't believe I just I had it up on IMDb. Now I can't. Until Dawn. That's right. Until Dawn.
Yeah. I didn't know it was out on video yet, so I was gonna probably. That wasn't it. I was thinking of a movie called Kill.
Oh,
is,
the Indian film.
Yeah, but I didn't want to do 2 action pictures at the same time. I just wanted to at least keep the focus on Havoc and stuff. Maybe next time, but so.
Yeah. That one looked good, and I heard some pretty good things. But yeah, Until Dawn. Are you a fan of the game?
I am.
Yeah, I figured you were. Yeah, I've heard some.
I have most of their games.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard some decent things about the flick, but yeah. All right.
Yeah, I heard too. I heard it's not like the game really, but it's
yeah, that's what I've heard too. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna say goodbye to Carlitos, and Carlitos, feel free. The platform is yours. Anything you want to talk about, promote, anything like that, feel free, please.
Nah, not too much. I'm just a normal guy who likes a podcast and helps them out. Keep it going. So, but thanks for having me on. Thanks for the impromptu thing about reviewing the film, and
yeah, man,
had a good time. So, thanks for having me. Thank you for the community for being so cool, and thanks to you guys especially. So,
awesome, man. I appreciate it. I love when we do a Patreon takeover and then other people come, like other Patreon supporters come and like support in the chat room or send in voice messages, like like Joshua Libre and Evil Corny and it's
Casual Noob.
Yeah, it's really fucking cool. So we have a small community, but a very awesome community. So appreciate all of you.
And one more thing, I have to give special thanks to my wife for being so patient for having me be on the show.
There you go.
Thank you.
Got it. Yeah, thank you. And how are the kids doing, Carlitos?
Oh, they're great. Yeah. They just my son he's actually looking to graduate early this year. He just finished his junior year, but he's gonna see about graduating earlier at the end of the year. And Asia, she's still the best daughter anybody could ask for. So she's actually the one, me and her are bonding the most with the horror films. Yeah, she actually watched Ash with me, and she enjoyed it. Although I have to ask her again because she was pretty tired, so I had to ask her, were you even sleeping? But I asked her twice. I was like, "Did you like it?" It was a little weird. She's like, "Yeah, I liked it." So it wasn't enthusiastic like, but she said she liked it.
Yeah,
I told her to be honest.
Well, glad to hear that. Glad the kids are doing good and all that. It's funny. I feel like we've almost sort of like gotten to know them through you over the years, and
right,
and, and hearing Asia say banana fingers
over the years
and playing piano and doing all that stuff. It's awesome, man. So I'm glad everyone's doing well. All right, so you got it, bud. So let's say our goodbyes, starting with MZ.
I'm tired.
I'm tired. I got COVID. I'm tired.
This movie's
redundant because that guy parks in the parking lot.
More Jason.
All right, Raven Joe.
All right, Carlitos, man. First of all, thank you for your support, but more importantly, thank you for your friendship. Thank you for letting us be a part of your journey and knowing your family over the years, man, brother. Thank you so much. And I wish we lived closer, and I look forward to the day that we can share a fucking, adult beverage or 2 or 3 or 10. And that would be dope. But big ups to you and yours. Thank you for the story. And we love you, brother. And for this time and for next time, live fast, love hard, and enjoy the guild.
It's mutual.
What?
Mutual.
Why not a steak?
Absolutely.
Why not a steak and a baked potato, Raven Child, like a fucking adult, huh?
Oh, that's what I was saying. Like growing up, so we're gonna get some steaks and some baked potatoes.
I'm dying to try East Coast, man. So hopefully one of these days.
I'm talking.
Well, I can tell you, don't try the Mexican food over here. because it's not like out there, but it's actually not. Some of it's not too bad, but yeah, it's definitely not the same. It's funny when I've known people coming from California, and they're like, the Mexican food sucks out here, but they're like, the pizza's really good though. Like, so I guess it depends on what you like about pizza. You know, what styles. I'm sure there's like, you know, New York style and Chicago style and everything over there, but maybe just not as common.
I think Northeast has the pizza and the Chinese food hookup.
Yeah, yeah. West Coast
what I hear.
definitely has lockdown on Mexican for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Well, we had like gringo places like Tortilla Sam's, which was fucking awesome, but that was, you know, it was like Tex-Mex, right?
Yeah, but in seafood, I mean, I don't eat seafood, but seafood is dope for people who like it, but it's not my gimmick
Yeah.
out here.
Yep. But I bet they have good seafood over there because it's a coast.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. California is near water.
You got a
isn't it?
coast too, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I guess you guys do. You guys got water. That's dope.
You guys got water. All right, that's gonna do it. So Carlitos, man, thanks again. It's always a pleasure to hang out with you. And over the years, just gotten to know you and hang out, and you're a great dude, man, and always love shooting the shit with you, whether it's about video games or movies or anything. So thank you so much for all the support over the years, and glad we get to do this every once in a while and just hang out. So, all right, everyone. Yeah, I don't know. Go check out Carlitos whenever you get that podcast going. Let us know. We'll promote the hell out of it. But
yeah.
But thank you.
You know, something happened. So
So thanks to Carlitos, and thanks to all of you for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. And next week we'll be doing Sinners from Ryan Coogler. Check it out. It's on Premium VOD starting on Tuesday, June 3rd. Looking forward to that one. Call us in. Let us know what you think. Podcast@trickortreatradio.com. That's going to do it. We'll see you guys next week.
one more thing.
Yeah.
One more thing.
Yeah.
See myself out.
Yes.
Oh,
that's a good way
shit.
to end.
Oh,
all right.
shit.
We'll see you.
Fuck no now.